and welcome to another Mad Chats and Recaps with myself and Tasha.
It's me. I'm back.
It's Tasha, she's back, and we're so glad that she's back. Um, yeah. Tasha's celebrating spring with her background. Lovely floral arrangement there. I have
Yes.
eucalyptus.
Oh, I love the greenery.
For recaps this week, we are covering the week of March the 27th through April the 2nd of 2023. And we'll get started with, we'll start with Tasha with Sundered Faete. What happened on Sundered Faete this week, Tasha?
I don't know. I'm not used to going first. Let's see. After the harrowing events of the mudslide, which was rude, by the way, our adventurers continue their journey, looking forward to the next stop in civilization along the way, which was Crystalbrook. Once there, they make it their mission to eat a good meal, take a hot bath, get some good rest, and shop for provisions. They find a private bathhouse where they relax in a group bath, which exposes the level of gold in which Dia is covered, as well as the ascent of the thorns up Leadrin's arms. Leadrin and Dia have a conversation, sharing about this, while Tuna and Feora play a slap game 10 feet away, attempting to not seem like they're eavesdropping, which they totally were. The journey continues, and Tuna discovers there is a ghost of some sort living in their shield. The ghost introduces herself as Poppy, like the bright red flower. It's adorable. Tuna begins to get to know the seemingly good spirit of a young girl residing in their shield. The party encounters some other travelers along this next stint in their journey, a caravan, in fact, mostly hired hands. Tuna recognizes one of their companions as a reputable mercenary company. A fighter named Winra Stride introduces herself and asks warily about our heroes. Her boss for their escort mission is Jumpy and wants to know their business and if they're traveling the same way, which they are. Over the next couple of weeks, Tuna and Winra form a bit of a bond. Then the caravan's leader, Luvon, sets the caravan at double pace. Perhaps something has scared him further? And so the caravan pulls out of sight the next day, leaving our friends to continue their trek with each other. Leadrin does not trust them, but that's just because she doesn't trust anybody.
Yeah, what a time. What a
shady,
eventful session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad that y'all had the nice relaxing bath beforehand.
So needed.
I'm extremely intrigued as a person who loves sentient objects in D&D, this shield with the ghosts living in it. That sounds fascinating. The travelers sus.
Always.
Yeah. I'm just reading back through it.
Anything.
Yeah.
Leadrin got to talk to Tuna's corgis, the Cerberus corgis.
Okay, yeah.
So that was fun. That was
nice.
Fun. Yeah.
How are they feeling about things?
They were happy because they were playing with the shield.
Okay. Oh, well, the ghost in the shield, right?
The ghost in the shield. Yeah, they were like chatting and stuff. Like they have a bond now too.
The next great anime, Ghost in the Shield. Instead of Ghost in the Shell, get it? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll just leave. All right.
Moving on.
For Saturdays in Extremis, our heroes relax in the tavern after sorting out plans on how to tackle things next. I almost forgot about my marker here. We'll start over. Our heroes relax in the tavern after sorting out. Now I have both of them on. Wow. Our heroes relax in the tavern, sorting out plans on how to tackle things next. Zia and Ashavar head to the ship in hopes of confronting Ash about her Order of Spectres tattoo. Ash tells a sad, compelling story, and Ashavar and Zia accept her history with the specters and aim to support her and keep her safe. After returning to McCall, Ashafar gives the Everbloom to the nightmare creature, which initially seems to die, the creature, the nightmare creature, but then a humanoid creature breaks free from its corpse.
Ew.
Yes.
What? What?
A very lovely humanoid creature. But yeah, I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because these things, like these creatures, have been like dying like continuously, and they just kind of sink down to the ground. And so the group have went underground and they found all of these skeletons of these other nightmare creatures. Like, well, it's the same nightmare creature we think that's just been dying and being reborn.
Huh.
Yeah, continuously. So this is the first
Cool.
time we've ever seen a human form with the nightmare creature. So we'll see.
Good luck.
um, yeah, and we may have found the mole on the ship, which could have been Ash. I mean, even though Ash wasn't giving information, that's the one that had the Orders of Spectres tattoo on them, which is the whole
Mm-hmm.
like Liazana storyline, you know? Bad people, not a
Right.
great thing. Um, that apparently their story was that they had been recruited. Like they didn't really have a choice when they were younger to other than join this order. And they tried to leave, which is why they were kidnapped by the order a while ago and their horn was cut off. They're a tiefling. So, um that's why all that happened. So, I mean, I think the crew kind of took it as this was the mole that we had known about because we knew that there was a mole in the ship. Stephanie's starting to think later after that. I'm like, but were they the mole? Or are we just assuming that they were a mole? There might still be a mole somewhere.
Too convenient.
But it feels like everyone was like, okay, we found the mole. That's it. And they're fine. We're going to keep them on the ship. Like, because they're not actually a mole. We just thought they
Yeah.
were a mole. But
Huh.
yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
interesting if the mole actually turned out to be just a mole, like an actual, like, rodent mole,
Mole
you
rat.
know? A
Mm-hmm.
mole rat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
fun.
That'd be cute. I'm
Well,
curious.
yeah. Yeah. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's all the recaps we have this week. um, but we have a new campaign starting on Fridays here in a few weeks. So that's super exciting. That's going to be in the 9 p.m. slot. We still have our newest campaign, of course, Sundered Fate on Tuesdays. Easy to catch up with if you haven't watched any of them because it's still early
Yes.
on.
Yes.
And yeah, oh, and Penumbra Assembly season 2 should be coming here in about a month and a half, probably. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, fingers crossed. Late May, maybe early June. We'll see.
It's one of those.
But yeah, and that's it. That's all we got. Well, as
Mm-hmm.
far as birthdays go, we have Zimblade's birthday. That was a week ago. So sorry we missed your birthdays, and we didn't have the recap last week. So, um, happy birthday, happy belated birthday
Yes.
to you, Zim.
Yes.
And if anyone else had a birthday during the last 2 weeks that we missed as well, happy birthday to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's it. Check out our website, madbirdstreams.com. We have a merch store there. Other stuff coming down the pipeline. Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you in Discord. You're not part of our Discord community. You should be. We'll see you in Twitch chat, and we'll see you next
Mm-hmm.
time. All right.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, wonderful chat. How are you? We're all having a lovely night. Hi, players and friends.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh my goodness. Well, we've had a relatively uneventful trip so far. Some camping, the usual. A little rain, little sun.
A little
uh,
rain.
yeah. He's in. Yeah, it's been interesting for sure. I'm sure the recap covered most of it. But we find ourselves here, parting ways with this little troop that our adventurers here were traveling with for some time. With Tuna befriending a bit, one of the lovely folks on that Winra stride. Um, Caravan run by Louvain de Triel, who been a little jumpy. Paid, as Tuna found out through Winra, paid a little extra for the hired hands. Pick something up in the Phalanx or drop something off. Had some meeting there, and has been trying to keep a quick pace, traveling in the same direction as her heroes across the Morishita expanse here. East across the entire, from the western part of the continent all the way over to the east. A bit jumpy, Levon, and always just sort of watching around, as though expecting something, someone. Last night, in last session, Levon decided to make extra haste and push everyone at double speed for the rest of as long as the horses last, at double speed safely. Pick up pace and just get ahead sooner to get to their destination of, I think it was North Belmont. I believe they were headed.
Yep.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, so we started the next morning, and as travel, continued, they went out of sight. But they had some time, a couple weeks. They all traveled together. It was about 2.5 weeks, I think. Maybe upwards of 3, where, you're sort of camping near but far. And, Winra always made it a point to come over and engage. Hence having the opportunity for Tuna, and her to, befriend each other a little bit. Really. But we start this next morning off. Let me see if I can jump us over to our battle layout quickly and bring up the I love that transition. The wizard's so funny.
Before you do so, Dan, did you want to do DM inspiration?
Yes, thank you. Oops, I'm knocking stuff out. Thank you so much, Serena.
No problem.
Serena.
I don't know. I don't know what Dan's gonna pull out whenever he says, "Let's just look at the battle map." So
let's
You're
take a look. Oh, it didn't transition over. It's so weird. Whatever, I'll figure that out next time.
I love the wizard just popped up and cast fireball and just like, we're just here.
Yeah, and back to RP. Psych. Okay, I will take a roll and go around. What we got? Okay. Let's see. What we got?
15.
15. Okay. Tuna?
9.
9. Okay. I'm going back between people's names, characters' name. Okay, I'll read off the thing. Sorry. Dia.
8.
Okay. And Feora?
Also 8.
Oh my goodness, that would have been a tie if not for Tuna, who rolled exactly the same number that I rolled, which is a 9. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, literally price of right at it. Price is right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yep.
That one show.
Love it. Awesome.
Really quick. I don't know if you caught it, but I am Via in this light. Okay, you're fixing it. Never mind. Sorry.
Just some background stuff I'm sorting. Thank you, though. Please always let me know. All right, let's see if going back to RP work. Oh, wait. I probably do. Something just fell. I should probably do what I set out over here to do. And I think I have our continent properly set now. Make sure to turn the right thing on here. There we go. That's for viewers. Yay, you can see the comment resized and not off the screen covering everybody today. Of course, it is a little shrunken, and you probably can't see my cursor, which is a bummer, but right smack dab in the middle. Oh, if you see the volcano on that island to the left, the Wraith Core, and then track to the east across the little ocean pass there. That's pretty much where our folks, our friends started here, on this western coast of the mainland on it. And they have to go all the way east, up and around that little crescent moon mountain range off to the east. You get to Sunhaven, a little lake next, Fairy Lake. And our other the people that are pulling ahead are going to go that same way, but they're not going to go up north around that crescent moon. They're going to go down south to that peninsula to North Belmont. So many fun things. Okay, let me get back to RP. And let's see if this works. Okay. No, wait, why is it going back to don't cast fireball? No! I don't know what's going on with the transition. Okay, I'll take a look at that in a minute. Here we are. Anyway, so we start the next morning's journey. There's still a good bit of travel to get to where you're trying to get. You were actually at the first split as they take double pace, the caravan. You'll see just to the east, if you have it up, players in the Discord or wherever, just east of the Morishita expanse, the path splits, and you can continue east as though headed to the Belmonts, and then just follow that path up and cut across the woods beneath the crescent moon mountain range up to Sunhaven. Or you can take the northern pass, which goes up, runs through the wildwood thicket, but instead of going through there, you can go up and kind of skirt the base of the wild thicket, and it kind of it cuts maybe three. It's not a lot, maybe 3 or 4 days off of maybe almost a week. It's a decent cut.
So
4 or 5
this
days
might
off.
this might sound crazy, but I do want to put my vote in for skirting the forest.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Right. And so you do. I decided to take that northern pass. I'm not gonna, of course, not gonna make you play out every single day of this travel, because there's like 2 months left or something like that, I think, or a month and a half. But I will say over the next few days, and I'll revisit this in case you have any role play you want to do over, like, we'll say the next week. You notice that well, there's some recent tracks. It looks like the caravan also decided to, even though the path kind of is trimmed over to North Belmont, the other route, the southern route, you can, if you're double pace and know a safe route through here, you can cut a few days off on the way to North Belmont. So it looks like that caravan ahead of you decided to take this path as well. So whether it's for days off or because Levan seemed a little paranoid, who's to say? But this is the path they chose as well. Right. Was that out here? All right. Okay, so you're gonna have a week. I'll probably just take it a week at a time. Is there anything in this next week of travel? I'm sorry, I was gonna count how much longer you have. If you want to get across this expanse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 2.5 weeks will get you up to the entrance to the wild thicket, where you'll actually break off the path and kind of just find your way through nature, skirting the wild thicket. Is there anything you'd like to do over that first like 2.5 weeks while you're still on a travel path?
Yes. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it was gonna be just like a ask if there's any way that like Leadrin could teach me how to track animals. Because I'm trying to do the foraging thing that
Love it.
hunters do, so I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
I would like to be useful in camp and
I'm 100%. I love it. I love the pursuit of things like this. So, Leadrin can absolutely try and teach you over this 2.5 weeks to start the training. I'll say, Leadrin, you are welcome to make a. Guess it depends on how you want to go about it. Tell me, little Leadrin, about what you'd like to do to train Dia. I'm stepping to the side. I'm listening.
Oh, goodness. Well, she would be familiar, depending on how far out we are from the wild thicket area. I think you said 2.5 weeks to get to the other side or get up to that split. Okay. So she's familiar with the terrain. So she would be able to, let's see, probably teach about like what certain animals are usually around here, what their tracks are, like their droppings, and like usually you'll see this one this time of year. Like, yeah, they're all out, but usually they're out more during the spring or the spring. And then yeah.
okay.
I mean, you want me to? I can do all the killing and skinning.
You're fine. Go ahead and make a survival check for me, Leadrin. And let me and Dia, you can make a survival check with advantage.
Okay.
As Leadrin's they're showing you the ways.
We'll do yes, we'll use our crystal dice that we got for winning the Fae game and then my metal dice to see.
All right, Leadrin, what'd you get for yours?
19.
Oh, okay. In that case, I think the DC is going to be set at 11 for starting to learn, Dia. What did you get?
8. Oh my god.
Oh, all right.
I'm trying to make like mnemonic devices of trying to remember what's a poisonous plant and what's not. It's like, wait, so is it 3 leaves or 4 that you shouldn't? I should have brought a
4.
notebook. It's
It's
4.
4.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't like even numbers, and so that's how I remember.
That's how you're. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. Beautiful. Yeah, it's that overwhelming piece of starting something new. There's just
someone who's really like an expert, and I'm just like, okay, got it. Or that polite thing. That polite thing where you're just like, oh yeah, and you're nodding, but it's all over your head.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Nice. Well, when we pick up the next section, we'll roll some more. And,
okay.
Because you're very studious, and you're in pursuit of this, the more I just mechanically, when I see players like, I really want this, and you start role-playing it, that you're learning. So the DCs will get lower and stuff too.
Okay.
Okay, in that case, anything up Tuna? You had something over this time period.
Yes. Is it safe to assume my flowers have bloomed?
Oh, yeah. Within that next week, they're in a nice full bloom.
Perfect. As soon as they are in full bloom, I would like to take them and try to kind of braid them into a flower crown.
Okay, that's easy enough. You manage that, certainly.
And I'm going to one night while we're like camping. I'm gonna pull Leadrin to the side. Can I ask you a favor?
Yeah.
Can you like, and I'll hold out the crown and say, can you like preserve this in some way? I don't want it to like wilt or anything. I know you do nature magic.
Let's see. Yep.
If nothing else works, I'll say Druidcraft could definitely preserve them.
I mean, if you give me a day to sleep on it, I could prepare that cantrip. Because I don't normally have that prepared.
I mean, yeah,
But
it
yeah.
won't wilt overnight. I don't think so.
Mhm.
I'll like put it in water to make sure it doesn't.
Nice, nice.
That's smart. That's smart. Yes.
It definitely manages through the night, and you have an opportunity the next morning or whatever to work your magic, literally. It's nice. It's not only preserved, but it re-energizes, revitalizes the blooms and the colors. That they didn't wilt or anything overnight, but once they're picked, they fade a little bit, but it looks in full, beautiful bloom, full of life energy.
I forgot to say it. I had won an eternal bloom in the Feywild, and I had decided that it was yellow for Tuna. I would like
Yes.
to kind of weave that into the front of it.
Oh,
Okay.
And then
Nice.
once that is done and Leadrin has done her wonderful magic, I'm going to, as Dia's cooking breakfast one morning, be like, hi, and I'll just hold it out, just without saying a word.
Oh,
I felt bad about the headband, because you used it to bring me back, and I know it's not magical, but I thought it might hold you over until we could get you a new one.
Tuna, this is worth exponentially more.
I'm not very good at the whole naturey thing, but yeah.
Neither am I, apparently. But I would say that this wasn't necessary, but I deeply cherish this. Thank you.
Of course, thank you again.
Well, if I didn't bring you back to life, who's going to catch me when I do something stupid? I'll put it on immediately.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful. It will persist in the state for as long as you have it.
Okay.
um, anyone else or anything other for this first 2.5 week stint?
VR can go first.
Okay, figure
Sorry.
Mhm.
I want to try and train Scully to aim.
Okay.
Like webs at things.
Okay. Absolutely.
So like setting up like little leaves or just stuff in trees
Mhm.
and like stuff on the ground.
They're all the leaves are cut out to look like Tuna and Leadrin.
No,
Okay.
they're not. We're not going to encourage any of that.
Nice, nice. Yeah, you set up a little like spinneret shooting obstacle course for Scully. Oh man, I think there will be 2 checks. The first one will be an intelligence check. And you can do it with advantage because Scully is enlightened, awakened rather, and you have that connection with them, and that's going to set the DC for Scully to be able to do it. So intelligence check with advantage to start.
Okay. And is this my intelligence?
Your intelligence.
Cool.
16 is the number to beat for this.
12.
Yeah, you're trying to get like Scully goes over and eats one of the leaves, like it's like what I'm supposed to do. You're like, I don't know, you kind of go through. But Scully does still have an opportunity around this. That would have been like the ideal to make it simple. Um, but have Scully make, he's not really going to get the idea, but at the end, he'll start to pick it up. A dex check with Scully stats if you have giant spider stats. If you don't, I can tell you what that is.
I don't. Can you
Okay.
tell me?
Oops. But, there we go. All right, Dex +3.
Cool.
Oh, but their web has a +5, so you can have a +5 to Scully's roll d20 at. But it's gonna have to be like an 18 around.
Well, that's no problem. 21.
21. Okay. At the very end of training, they, they're biting, they're climbing, they're running and charging things, and at one point they shoot a web, but then they go back to doing the other things. So you're not really sure if they're picking it up or just like doing the whole range of things they know how to do because they don't know what you want. But at least it hit when Scully did the spider, the web attack. But you might need a little more time to like nail down the command. Have Scully understand it.
When he does the web attack,
Mhm.
I try to put as much positive reinforcement, like yes, good, like giving him bugs, like so good boy.
Okay. Okay. We'll just here it is. Thought I closed some of my notes out somehow. Excellent. All right, so that might help you next time around too. That positive reinforcement there. We'll say that's like 2.5 weeks of that, but as we move on, you can continue to set it out. Leadrin, you had something as well?
Just more of a question. Are we,
Mhm.
since we're around this wild thicket, are we passing by a certain event from like a while ago?
Had you chosen the other path, would have
That would have been
come pretty
closer. Okay.
close. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I needed to know, so I'm good now.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we get the next. Uh, let's see. How far do we want to go next? I think we have another 5 weeks now. Where are we? You're basically you've approached the entrance to the wild thicket, at least the path that cuts through it. But you're gonna go off path now, off the road, and skirt the rest of that section, which was 5 weeks around and up to Sunhaven. So you know what? I'll just say we have how far 2 weeks put you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. So you are maybe another 2.5 weeks. That'll keep it nice and tidy. Is going to put you. You'll still be underneath the wild thicket if for the players if you have your map open, each grid is a day. So it'll put you almost near the mountain range, just like 4 or 5 days out from the mountain range. Yeah, so over this next 2.5 weeks, I will say it's pretty easy to notice because there's rain on and off and other things that allow for tracks to be seen easily. It looks like that caravan ahead of you has taken this path as well. Actually, what are we going to need to do here so you can have more info on that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 11, 13, 14. We'll do 2 weeks because around 2 weeks, you can see the trail on and off, but you see it start heading back down towards the road. Now that they've kind of reconnected, they're likely getting back on the road to head to north. Actually, I'll put you at about a week and a half in because you'll start seeing that change there. They probably have another, week to get to that road, but okay, so we're about a week in. Over this next week, is there anything anyone would like to do? More training for Dia? Okay. Leadrin, go ahead and make another survival check, this time with advantage, because you've been training for a while now. And Dia, same for you, advantage.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh no! Wait, nope, nope. That's good. That could be good. Okay.
Leadrin, what'd you get?
I'm glad I had advantage. 18.
Beautiful. Okay, and Dia, what'd you get?
Even with my -1, 16.
Oh, nice. All right.
Holla.
Digits.
You remembered 4 leaves.
Yes. 4 leaves.
You are picking up, some of these animals. Maybe not the specific, like, every aspect of, oh, it's this animal, but you're getting like rough size. Like, okay, I'm seeing the poop pellets here, so I know that that's probably not worth tracking for food, or I want rabbits, so this is it. Based on their size, also like level height at which branches are broken, and you're picking up which animals are a little more. Ladrin's been teaching you, like, okay, if you see these markings here, that's great, but if you see them in conjunction with like bark being shucked off a tree, they're going to be an aggressive creature, so go after them, be more prepared. So you're getting a lot of the basics and some safety notes in hunting. Picking
Safety
it up.
first.
I should probably learn how to. On my list of things, like, I actually am not proficient in anything that would hunt an animal. I just do magic.
That's amazing.
Do you have
So-
a weapon?
I
Look at that.
have a dagger.
That's all you need.
All right then. I'm not.
Sure.
I'm quite hearty when it comes to actually getting harmed by normal things. So
Yeah, because that's all I have too. I just try to. Yeah, that's interesting now that I think about it. How am I? What?
What is my life?
What is? I don't understand.
Nice.
Apparently, daggers is all you need.
That's it. It's not a t-shirt.
yeah.
Fire spells, whatever.
Mhm.
Zap
Yeah.
them just a little bit.
Pre-roast, like a preheating your food.
Roast.
Like
Exactly.
medieval preheat. Yeah.
Oh no.
I feel like Leadrin will also be able to utilize having this caravan a little bit ahead of you. Like, they've double time, but they've had to slow down, and she'll show like, hey, this is where the horses needed rest for a few days. You can see the tracks they're closer together. They're this and this, and then here's how you can search for tracks for like following people and wagons and such, whether when it's muddy, when it's dry, when it's this, you can kind of tell how far. You get some of the basics of judging how long it's been since someone has come through and kind of what pace. So not proficient yet, but you've got a firm grasp of all the basics. So you're well on your way to proficiency.
Excellent.
Okay, and because I went around like 3 different versions, again, I'll go back and say about a week east of where the road ends. You've been off road for about 1 week, skirting this side of the wildwood thicket. All right, I'm sorry. Anything else over this week for Feyre? Did you want to try and train Spidey more? Okay, I'd make an intelligence check again with advantage. Let me know what you got. 18. Okay. I'm not going to have you roll anything for Scully. I think it's more about your ability in this case. With that positive reinforcement last time, over this next week, by the end of the week with an 18, you find that Scully seems to understand most of the time, 9 times out of 10 by the end of the week, when you give the command like shoot, Scully at least knows to shoot. Identifying the target might still take a little more work, but Scully understands mission and pick out. Oh my goodness! Hang on a sec. I rolled a 20. Okay. This is excellent. Okay, good. So still he rolled a 20. So when you are trying really hard to focus and figure like how does the spider see, right? How can I explain to Scully? Can I point? Does Scully get that? What can I use to say this is the target? And you're thinking, what are their senses? Well, what do they see? And as you're focusing on this, you get a little bit dizzy because your vision gets a little almost clippy for a minute, and you see like double in one eye, and then double in the other, and then quadruple, and your vision is split into a bunch of different fields of vision, uh, and you are much lower to the ground. You are seeing through Ellie's eyes. You've unlocked a feature, being able to see Ellie.
What the fuck?
You're looking around, there's 4 targets in front of you. What do you, as you're sort of letting this process, anything you want to command Scully, or do you just want a minute to figure out what's going on?
Um. Shoot.
Okay, do you look at any of the targets through Scully's eyes while you...
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll focus on just one.
Scully whips around and shoots that target. That there seems to be a mental connection here, as you are perceiving through Scully's eyes, that shares the thought of the target.
I shall test it again for the other 3 targets.
Pew, 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 pew. Fires at each of them.
Okay, this is great. Scully, you're doing amazing. How do I stop this?
You watch as you look up to you, to Feora, because that's what Scully's doing. And then you watch this hurried shuffling as Scully races across the ground and up your leg and up onto your shoulder, and then just sort of perches at your height. And you're take a minute to, okay, that was jarring. Take a minute to breathe, and if you feel, like retracting into yourself and focus on that, your vision, like bubbles popping, just down to your normal humanoid field of vision.
Great. Okay. That was really cool. A little scary, but it's better now. Guys, guess what I just did?
There's
Ew.
so many things this could be.
Does it involve another dead person?
Not this time.
All right. Can you
Guys,
fly?
I wish. God, I wish. I just saw through Scully's eyes.
What?
Like, oh,
Yeah.
Ew.
Yes, but
Ew.
Scully knows how to shoot targets now.
Ooh.
My big boy is so cute. I'm so proud of you.
That is incredible. How did you learn to see through their eyes?
Okay, so it was less of learning and more like it just happened, and that was a little scary. But it's okay. I know how to get out of it. Getting back into it is gonna be a whole other situation. But this is great.
No, I can certainly. That's fantastic. I mean, if that, well, Oh, well, I was just thinking of all the things you could possibly eavesdrop on. But I don't know if Scully is going to get any bigger or not, because people tend to notice giant golden limbed spiders.
I think I was told that they get bigger, right?
Yeah, I mean, even looking now, I mean, by this age, Scully's probably maybe the size of a too big. What's a little smaller than that? Oh, no, even that's too big. I'm trying to think of something good. I was gonna say a small cat, but that's just too big. Maybe like a big hamster. You know,
Like guinea pig?
Yeah, like a guinea pig size on your shoulders. It'll weight. Just, I mean, it's probably still pretty light because of spiders, but like, yeah.
So basically, if we go to Australia, we're fine.
We're
No one
fine.
can complain about
Nope.
it, but, like,
Fits right in.
Nice.
okay.
Still,
Good to know.
still an average range.
Yeah. Honestly, might even be small.
This is why I will never go to Australia.
Interestingly, the Scully on Fiora's other shoulder is just a little bit bigger. As you will kind of look back and forth between two Scullys, one on each shoulder of Fiora.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, gross.
What?
There's two.
Something on my face?
Well, actually, this is a question. Do you still have your hag nose on?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would've thrown that away.
Okay. No, Fair, you're beautiful. There are two Scullys. When did that happen?
Two babies.
Can you look to the other side and you see another Scully? Fiora, make an intelligence check if you would.
Oh, great. My
Oh,
favorite.
no.
Those have been going so well.
It
It's a
can
9.
multiply.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Two Scullys! Yeah, it's wild. Dia, you hear on your shoulder, of course, you have Gil.
Yes.
And if a cute little creature could giggle, that's what you're hearing.
And I look over at Gil.
Gil
Is
looks
this
over
right?
at you. His little like purr sad.
Cheeky little.
Seems like Gil, thanks to your training, has picked up on
Mhm.
that minor illusion a little better.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get into so much trouble, you and I.
Nice.
So I don't have two Scullys, is what I'm hearing.
Yes. Unfortunate. Well, unfortunately, yes.
Amazing.
Now she's trying to like figure out which one's the real one.
Just forgot to give you a little soft adventure music here, adventure traveling music. Oh my gosh, I can't read because if I start reading, I'll want to like go back up through chat. So bad. Okay. All right, just a little very soft, travel music. Yeah, the other Scully fades, and just a little fun to be had. That day. Anything else over this week? The first week off road.
Faora would have gotten her outfit for her new disguise.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I think to showcase it for the first time, she would have slipped off away from the campsite
Mm-hmm.
and then put on the new clothes and put on the hag nose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then she would have prepped in from the woods. Wow.
Go.
Fire!
No, it's me.
Oh.
She would have taken off the nose. Got a new
I'm getting
disguise.
like a
Isn't it
pot
great?
and a pan ready, or like a spoon and a pan. Like,
Get away!
Why? Why? No.
Because you never know. This is amazing. She puts it back on.
It's like
It looks so real, almost instantly. How did you do that? No.
Best store ever. We have to go back. I need
Yes, we
more
do.
of these things.
I appreciate the lichness. Like
That's right.
it's a really good. So the cloak always stays on, but it doesn't activate until the hood goes up.
Okay.
Just to make things simple.
Nice. Love it.
Well, if ever we need to look like a band of, well, I guess stereotypical ne'er-do-wells, We have a good front for it.
Them creepy ghouls.
Mhm.
Nice. Oh, Feyre, did you get the gloves? Or I mean, you don't have to do
Yes.
anything with that, but I just want to put out in case.
Yeah, as soon as she finished them, she would have given them the gloves. Probably a lot sooner than right now, because she would have really focused on it.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Sure.
Definitely would have had, yeah, definitely would have had those on anywhere near Windrustride and Lavarn's like like their whole thing, nearing the brand of mercenaries they are and where they're headed to. Fully would have wanted those on.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Glove pals.
They can be considered, these gloves for both of you can be considered fine clothing, but they're really unique in that they're not just they're fine clothing in both form and function. They do a wonderful job of looking, amazing. They're not like ostentatious or anything like that, but you can tell they're finely crafted, they're comfortable, and the material is somewhere between a cloth and a leather, where it has like pliability and some safety, but also just a beautiful fine look and plenty of breathability. They're really nice. They'll fit in with just about any outfit you have. The neutral colors. Okay. Anyone else have anything this first week off road?
I would like to talk with Poppy a little bit.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Okay, yeah, she'll try any chance you want. Poppy's there.
Yeah.
She seems to be very chatty.
I feel like I'm just kind of trying to make her comfortable at first.
Okay.
I mean, she's probably a kid, and this is probably a little scary, so I'm just like, just talking about my adventures and the less terrifying parts of the adventures.
I see.
And yeah, and then eventually kind of transition it into trying to get her to remember maybe stuff from all this, because I know Lily messaged me that Feora had been looking into everything, so kind of exploring the fact that she's maybe a soul that tagged along when I got resurrected, trying to figure out maybe what's going on with that.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely then. You'll find that Poppy has a very black and white view of the world, and kind of fitting, for a younger person, a kid. There's goodies and baddies, and were they a baddie? And they, and good, you took care of them. They won't hurt anyone. She seems very set on the idea, like idolizing the idea of protecting people, protecting innocents, protecting people that shouldn't suffer any harm, and being a force for good in that way. And she'll probably mention, again, a time or two, that she sensed that in you, and she feels like that's part of why she's here. But yeah, based on her reactions to the stories you tell, very like reading a kid a fantasy story, like ooh, and seeing everything very black and white. Let me do, because it's always a possibility. Go ahead and roll a D100 for me. It'd probably be the best suited die. As far as
always
trying,
a possibility is terrifying.
well, this is for recalling anything. If she has anything to recall.
I'm a child.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 69.
That's amazing. Okay, I rolled a 71. So while this does almost need to be on the nose, I will say what would Poppy Those are roll 69 too. Perpetual child myself, so.
It's not funny. It's just the absurdity of it being funny.
Right.
Is what's funny.
Yeah. Amazing. Let's see. Poppy. Let's see. So it wouldn't, be anything clear, but I feel that she might remember searching. Sorry, I should roleplay it. Well, I feel like I remember searching for someone or something. I think it was someone. And I couldn't find them anywhere. I spent so much time searching. Then there was you. You were just there. And felt like a safe place. It felt like we both shared a willingness to protect others, a wish to. Like, it meant a great deal to both of us, and you were there. I remember thinking I couldn't remember any longer who it was I was searching for. I feel like, well, maybe it's you. And I remember getting closer, and then things sort of went upside down. And then I was being licked by the girls. That's the next thing I can remember. I was in your hand, and they were there. They were there too. I don't know. I'm sorry. That's not very helpful.
It's okay. It's not about being helpful. It's about you remembering and about you being comfortable with what you know. It's not. You don't have to serve a purpose to be helpful or valued.
I knew you were a goodie. Thank you. I wonder if I'll ever remember who it was I was searching for. But I'm glad I found you.
I am too, and maybe one day you will remember.
I hope so. Until then, we can protect people together, make the world a safer place.
Absolutely.
That seems to be about all that she wow, that music really timed up on the stream music. Wow. And like this big crescendo. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah. Any other things that you wanted to chat with Poppy, or is that?
That's pretty much just putting an effort to work with her, basically.
Okay. Leadrin, anything for you this first week off road? Side of training with Dia?
Yeah, more teaching.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Beautiful. Well, we're pretty decently into early spring now, which is nice. Those temperatures are coming up a bit. Most of the snow is melted. It's just been, it's a lot of rain. Currently, I'm pretty sure you're in March. Almost I'll go back and look because it's been some travel now. Let's see. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 month. Yeah, 4 weeks left of travel. No, 4.5. You continue to the east, following the tracks of the caravan ahead of you. Actually, I'll probably have everyone, have a nice night to camp here. Let's see. Yeah. As The evening settles into night here on this at the end of this week of travel. The partly cloudy skies above reveal little windows of starry sky and the glowing rings of the planet, and the moon hung low in the horizon as those clouds pass by. You all set up camp for the night. Now this music's getting a little too uppity. Let me just try and turn this line down a little bit more. Plenty of dynamics in that piece. Okay. Close my map down. All right, you all set up camp for the night. The usual watches, which I've already forgotten. Shame on me. I think it's. Yeah, I forgot who goes first. Tuna's last, I think. Tuna's third, right? So Leadrin's first. Figure's second. Okay. Leadrin.
Got it.
Nice. Well, with the campfire snuffed out for the night, a cool falls over the land, which is typical of the spring, this early spring. And with it, a soft fog falls, obscuring vision past 40 feet or so, making it a little challenging for this evening's one. Leadrin, you take first watch. Can you please make a perception check with disadvantage?
I really don't like that I rolled a nat 20 and then a 4.
Oh,
So
oh no.
let's see, what's 11?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Please come
Right.
back again. Thanks.
We just put in some different music for our foggy evening here in Zoom. Hopefully that'll do the trick.
Anyone else worried something's gonna come out of the fog?
I'm always worried. Every night.
Oh, not at all.
I have PTSD now.
I'm running Curse of Strahd right now. My brain is going.
Fog is evil.
That's amazing.
Always evil.
What was your total again, Legion? I'm sorry.
11.
That's amazing. Yeah, you are. How do you want to approach your watch? Are you staying in the center of camp and keeping an eye, just your head on a swivel? Are you patrolling the outer perimeter, or a combination of both? What would you like to do for patrol tonight?
I would say probably a combination. So probably start patrolling, but patrolling wise, she will wild shape into a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Will just be simple. Yep. Just so she can have her senses a little heightened and whatnot, just in case, because she can't see. So she'll do that for majority of the watch, and then towards the end of it, she'll come back to the center and hang out with Gregory.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as your watch begins, and seeing the fog settle in, and now that you have to keep watch, that's maybe 35, 40 feet out is all you can see. Shift down into your moving form, and do some patrolling. Walk around the grass and mud, cold and damp with some dew from the fog. You're along the edges of the forest here, so you're tucked in, a little bit off. There's kind of plains on one side, some loose density trees in the area where you set up shop. There's a number of sounds that you're probably accustomed to. I don't think you'd be startled. There's some owls that hoot kind of out of nowhere, but there's just that that uncomfortable, eerie quiet between sparing animal sounds. Yeah, you know that the trees have they're budding. It's early spring, and this moisture has sort of accrued enough to drip here and there. It might get you on the back of your wolf neck, and but you don't hear the sounds of any dangerous animals nearby. Small game, things like that. Nothing dangerous here nearby. And
That's how she used to hunt, is in her wild shape.
oh, nice.
Now that makes sense. Okay.
Mhm.
Anyways.
You hear, you can sense, like, with some hearing, there's maybe some deer close enough, within a few hundred feet, kind of camped down for the. There's some rabbits scurrying before they settle up for the night. There's the nocturnal creatures coming out. But as your shift is nearing its end, you find your way back, shifting back into your humanoid form and spending the last of it. Gregory. Okay, as your shift ends, I'll have you go ahead and wake up where you are.
Well, because I am this person, she's gonna throw up her hood. She is now Litchy. Gonna hit me or swipe at me. She's gonna make sure her shield's up just in case, because she knows Faora well
I
enough.
see.
And then she's gonna I'm imagining Gregory's on the floor too, like doing like a little
Oh, nice.
creep up. And I'd be like, Faora.
You pulled out of your
They are.
tracks.
Poke.
5 more minutes.
She gets closer. Faora.
She'll grab her dagger from underneath her pillow, and then she'll be like, Leadrin?
It was too. Listen, I expected more of a scream.
My dagger didn't go off, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That's fine. I'm not gonna regret what I did. I love this.
It was good. Should use that to wake up Dia in the morning. If you're looking for a reaction.
Could, but no, I'm scared. She didn't stalk
It's a fair
me.
reaction.
It may hit me
Just
with
if
a
you wanna
sword.
scare the girl who talks to dead people. A dead disguise may not be the best idea.
That's also valid. Listen. Just humor me next time. That would be cool.
Yeah, next time.
Next
got a chance.
time. That's terrible. It's foggy as fuck out there too, by the way. Just heads up.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it was okay.
Mhm.
Let me sleep for like 4 hours, and if I need to get up after that, I will. And yeah, anyways.
Okay, and if I die before the 4 hours, should I just haunt you later?
I won't be able to see you because I don't talk to ghosts, so that's probably not wise. You can scream.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
probably wake up. One of us will wake up, I'm sure.
Great plan. This is great.
Yeah, intelligence is not my strong suit, but I am wise as fuck. So
Perfect.
Nice. All right. You changed shifts successfully. Legion able to get your 4 hours in. Hopefully Faora. Again, you come out and yeah, indeed, like Legion told you it was foggy, and it is indeed. You can see about 35-40 feet out. Yes, starting. Go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage.
15. is actually what the other one was.
Oh,
So
nice.
I rolled a 15 and then I rolled an 11. That came out to 15.
Gotcha. How would you go about patrolling tonight?
That's a good question. I guess I'll just kind of walk around the campsite.
Okay.
Just kind of taking a look around.
Good. You begin, you've got, 4 hours of watch in patrolling through the soggy grass. And at least it's cool, but it's upper 40s, lower 50s, which is warm compared to what it's been, of course. Yeah, as you start patrolling the perimeter here, you can see, as you navigate further out into the forest, fog has some trees peeking through. It's strange how different the landscape looks here in the fog at night versus when you set up camp earlier. The liveliness around the campfire, crackling, light of the fire itself, the lively conversation and good food, and now it feels altogether eerie and very different. Very alone in solitude as you patrol. You hear a number of animal sounds, of course, in the forest, as one typically would. You may or may not be startled. Same thing, owls hooting, some other creatures of the night. You do hear there's some brush nearby as you're walking over some tree stumps and tree roots and stuff, and a little bit of brush that's grown up this early spring. And as you're walking over a root, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay.
Not to avoid tripping, but because you hear a to the brush.
Okay, how does a 26 sound?
You do a backflip at the sound and land on your feet. That's how a 26 sounds. And you watch as a rat scurries out from the brush over to the campfire, picking up some morsels left behind and scurries off in a different direction. You can continue patrol. There's a dampness to the air, of course, with this fog. It's even difficult to see where you were on the plains earlier this evening before setting up camp. It was just a stone's throw away. You continue on. You hear some shuffling in the campsite. This seems to be one of your compatriots rolling over near your bed in their tent. You carry on through the night. Go ahead and wake up, Tuna.
Oh, okay. She'll just step into the tent and poke them on the arm. Tuna.
What? Oh, yep.
That's Tuna wake up. What? I love that so much. Sorry.
Sorry.
Just so you know, it's foggy. I protected us from a rat. I did a really cool backflip. I wish you could have seen it.
That it was so cool.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's very eerie out there. I'm gonna just sit at the campfire here. So I'll be awake if anything happens, but don't count on me for looking for things. I can guarantee you I will be distracted.
Fair enough. I will get the girls to come with me. And we'll do our watch.
They give a few, licks and paws at your leg, and like, all right, they dart out of the tent ahead of you, running around. Uh, so go ahead and make a straight perception check, since you've got the girls giving you a hand.
Oh, 26.
Oh, nice, beautiful.
The
Okay.
one thing I'm good at.
And how would you like to navigate, keeping watch?
I feel like Tuna would go sound-based for sure. Just not necessarily looking for anything in the fog, because it can kind of get in your head a little bit. So just kind of making sure that it doesn't go completely silent or nothing like approaches the camp. I feel like the girls are kind of sniffing around too.
Okay, nice. So you're sort of doing it in a bit of a patrol as you're listening?
Yeah, I would be like, since there is fog and I don't really... Normally I would just sit there, but tonight I would kind of walk around a little bit, maybe take some breaks, sit with Feora by the fire, and then start back.
Okay, so Feora, you're lighting the campfire up?
Yeah, I would light the campfire, and I'd be playing with my little puzzle box while sitting there.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, so now there's a little bit of light in the center. Yep. Fire, line, smoke up into the air. And you're playing with your puzzle box, sort of testing the moves. Tuna, as you navigate the patrol. The same thing, 35, 40 feet. Fewer sounds of animals at this point. No owl. You do hear maybe some medium-sized game starting the day early. They're hunter or prey. They're up and about. You hear little paws. Kind of runs off in the distance. After about an hour and a half as you're navigating, still in the dark of night, you hear from one of the trees you're walking nearby, from one of the limbs, a bit of a shuffle in the leaves, but just blooming leaves. You want to take a look, or do you want to just catalog it?
Yes, I would like to take a look.
Okay.
I want to kind of be quiet as I go over there as well, to not startle it just in case.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me then. Let me know what your first roll is, but roll a second roll specifically for sight, if you would, because it's foggy.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, it was almost a 19, but instead it's a 9.
Okay.
And then the second one is a 6.
We're back to 69. Okay, cool.
Plus 3 to stealth. I'm not terrible at it.
Nice. You're pretty quiet. Yeah. The only, I think the impacting factor is how quiet the forest happens to be right now at night. Otherwise, you'd be much stealthier, I'm sure. But it's not bad. You're still, pretty quiet. As you navigate over it. As you start to approach, you push through like the fog of the space and see the branches. They're a bit dense with whatever type of leaves have been growing here. It's a little tricky to see, but you again hear a bit of a creak to a big set of branches that are within reach. If you were to, because you're pretty tall, so if you were to reach up and grab them, you hear a little shuffling and then creak, but it's kind of hard visually to see anything within there. You want to take a closer look?
I will conjure light on my axe and kind of hold it up like a torch.
Because it's so, been so dark, it's been very difficult to see. Even though the fog's pushed back, 35, 40 feet, it's still, the dead of night, partly cloudy, so you cast light on your axe. You hold it up, kind of pushing it through some of the smaller twig-like branches of this particular bough, and then after pushing through a bit, you see a small set of yellow eyes with slitted irises. The branch breaks as a cat leaps out. The girls go crazy as this cat lands on the ground, starts running, and they start chasing the cat. I'm just gonna see like how they. Oh, good. They chase it. Faora, this is like within seconds. You see a cat over your lap and run away, and you turn back at the sound of the girls, like chasing this cat that just ran over your lap. So you are in the way. Make a dexterity saving throw to like roll backwards out of the way before the girls roll over you.
16.
Okay. Tuna, can you have the? Oh, I don't have a thing for him. So sorry. Man, I've got to put that in like a better spot to remember. Can you please, Tuna, make a dexterity saving throw with the stat? Let's see. Does not have anything for that. So +2. So D20 +2 if you would, Tuna, for the girls.
16. Yeah, 16.
Oh.
I was like, wait, that math's not right. And then I realized I just rolled a straight roll is why it's not right.
Nice. All right, so 16 to total?
Yes.
Okay, Faora, you look over, and you do a backwards roll to roll out of the way. The girls see you, and they run off to the left to avoid you because you both rolled a 16. And it becomes a tumbled mess of Faora and the girls for a minute. Your puzzle box drops safely to the ground. The campfire covered with some mud and dirt that the girls kick up as they chase the cat out. Tuna, do you let the girls chase, or do you have the girls come back?
I'm gonna try to like calm them down, call them back to me.
Okay. Make an animal handling check with advantage. The very low DC. This is really just to make sure it's not like a safe.
Okay. Well, that was an 18.
Oh, nice. Yeah. It's like the girls one by one listen. They don't. One's like,
yeah.
Oh. They,
I'm like, patience.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And they make their way back over. Yeah, back through the fog, and you're able to finish the rest of your watch. As it's wrapping up, you, I imagine, are there with Faora. As others are beginning to wake. Leah, Leadrin, as you wake up, and Neophar. And coming out of your tents in the morning, Faora has, is over there by the campfire. Got a couple of, like muddy prints on her shirt, paw prints. And there's some stuff in disarray a little bit. The fog is, it's still there, but it's beginning to lift because morning's come around. Yeah. As the two of you wake up to Tuna and Faora, is there anything that you want to do this morning?
So how
Breakfast?
far?
Sorry.
I was just gonna. How far out are we from Sunhaven?
I believe it's 5 weeks now.
Okay, cool. Never mind
Okay.
We'll wait and give warnings when we get closer.
Okay.
Nothing for myself that comes to mind aside, yes, from breakfast.
Okay.
Yes, breakfast.
We can, Tia, go ahead and make just a performance check with advantage.
Okay.
Yep, as you have been doing this for weeks now.
Okay. 12. A double digit. Not grand, but a 12.
That's pretty good in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. Like 5 is easy, 10 is like regular. So 12 is working its way up to like, pretty difficult.
Decent.
So yeah.
Okay.
So you've got some a decent breakfast. It's just what was available nearby, really. It's the ingredients, not the preparer. And you begin making a tasty breakfast. Fog's still here because you get another hour or two before that break. But yeah, Leadrin, you also notice, of course, the paw prints on Feora as you're waking up. Just to give you an opportunity to tease if you wanted, but you don't have to.
100%. I'm just gonna like conclude dog prints on Feora. Just looking back and forth between Tuna, the girls, Feora. That's it.
Feora like squints her eyes and then like with a wave of her hand use prestidigitation and put a paw print on her clothes. and then use it to clean up mine.
Listen.
Nice.
I can't get rid of this.
Oh no.
I just
It
do
goes away
a
after an
produce.
hour.
She does. Oh man, I want to do a produce flame so bad to try to like get it off. That's not going to work. It's just going to burn her clothes. Crap.
Again? Yeah.
Again?
Nice. Awesome. Well, there's this delicious scent of, breakfast being prepared. Tuna, the girls are giving you a bunch of love and, just having fun at the chase that they got to have and hanging out with you. And Feora and Leadrin, Leofar is sort of like taking everything in, probably try and like hang out around Dia a bit and help if they can, or at least like make small talk. And Leadrin and Feora, the two of you are kind of being silly and having fun. Just as an impossibly loud sound on the wind makes each of you jump. This terrible, low, groaning sound of a horn makes the early leafy buds on the tree. Its vibrations echoing through the air and through the ground, up through your bodies as it wails on and on, just filling your ears. What do you want to do?
No.
See where it's coming from.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Oh boy. Okay.
The
Both
fog's
of these
lifted
have been
enough to
rolling
be a
terribly. Let's try a new dice. Let's try the sparkly butterflies. It did not help too.
Nice. It's really well.
Mm-hmm.
Almost a pressure to it, like air pressure when it pushes it on your ears.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all want to do?
I fly up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fly up and see if I think I know, because I had the same idea, Tuna. I think I know what this is. I would like to fly up and see if I can.
Yeah.
See it.
Make a perception check. A little easier to see over the fog sitting low on the ground up here, and it's dissipated a decent bit. Let's make a straight perception check.
Okay. That's not great, but 15.
15. You don't see anything as far as your eye can see, and it can see pretty far up here in any direction. However, from up here, as you kind of rotate on your broom to get a feel for which direction it's coming from the west. Go ahead and everyone can make a history check.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm proficient in that.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Well,
Feora,
right.
what'd you get?
Let's try this one.
I got a 13.
13. Okay.
Oh well, I had 6. Pretty terrible, but 10.
10. Okay. Yeah, who have we left? Tuna?
16 minus 1, 15.
Nice. Awesome. And Leadrin?
7.
Oh my goodness. All right. Who
and
had
I'm
a...
proficient in that too.
Oh no. Who had a 13 or higher? Tuna and Feora? I mean, you would think that you wouldn't be sure in this moment, but this ubiquitous sound of a horn resonating in your ears just shakes you down to your core, and you both know the wild hunt has begun.
You can do it.
What?
The horn stops. With the shaking hand. You know what? I
Leadrin
think
goes
that's
back down.
Yeah, you go back down, and I think we're just gonna take a slightly early bio break tonight, right
Oh
here.
Jesus!
I think
Christ,
this is a pretty good
Dan.
point. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
are we talking like the
Just
magical wild hunt, or
perfect.
like this is like some noble lord who's out for?
This is like the howling, but in a wild hunt.
Holy shit!
I think it's undead, right?
There's
I
all
need to look
sorts of
back at
things.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should
There's
be
so
pinned.
many.
It's pens, yeah.
Oh, hold on, I
Just
gotta
Reddit. Just refresh.
gotta get back to. Okay, let me see. Check
For,
the pin.
for anyone that doesn't know, we take about a 10-minute bio break. So we're gonna go ahead and fire that here. We'll have our BRB screen up, but our audio will be live. So chat with us all you like, and we'll catch you in about 10 minutes for some hunt. What you said?
We are. Oh gosh.
Does this mean that I can have a direwolf now since they're probably going to be in this one?
No, we are
Can I
not
tame
going
it?
anywhere near these people.
Why
Faete, you
do
undead,
you
okay.
put down my fun? Why?
Because your fun is going to get us killed, quite frankly.
This time. Okay,
There's not going to
fine,
be a
I
next
will-
time if we die.
That's true. No, I'll bring it back. We got a diamond. We're fine. We're fine.
we get one. We get one redo.
Oh my god. One redo for one person.
Oh,
I'd really like to
Jesus.
save it.
Okay,
Alright.
fine. Okay, well, I have my broom, so I can hold somebody.
You don't
Or
think?
Polly. No, I can't fly. Never mind.
You don't think this has anything to do with the three of you have like got bit by a werewolf, do you? Like,
No.
no. Okay.
No.
I don't know if it's just timing up with that. We don't know what the state of the mood is. Son of a bitch.
Oh my god. I'll be right
Well,
back.
I will BRB and contemplate how we're not gonna die.
We'll be fine. Right. So I'm back, and I'm just gonna talk. I can't reply to anyone who asks any questions in chat because my computer is
Oh, no.
is super. It does not like when multiple things run at once. It's doing a lot better than it did first time, but
Mhm.
when I tested it throughout the week of running like my friends through like Roll20 while having like stuff playing in the background, it still sputtered a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But so
Gotcha.
we're very happy for the miracles it does have. And we're gonna slowly start replacing stuff. So because I want to interact with chat too.
Oh, yeah.
So I apologize if anyone's asked me questions or things and I haven't answered. I just can't see. One day we'll get there.
Yeah. Hi, Bon Clancy. Clancy loves a good history check. I imagine everyone's read the pinned note.
Yep. Immediately went to it. Like, all right, what are you about to deal with here? Especially I had mentioned it before we all dispersed, but the fact that I remember all 3 of you got bit by werewolves and failed your constitution saves, and I'm just like it was, I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
I'm
Being
not.
hunted?
I'm so excited.
And listen, possibility of a werewolf druid, pinnacle.
I love
Not
that.
a
Yeah,
fan,
you could be
personally.
nice. Would you be upset if you were being hunted as a werewolf? By this?
I'd be upset being hunted in general.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Probably
I'm just
something I'd like to
teasing.
be on that end of.
Personally, I feel a little odd about it.
I feel like I first
Personal
made
preference.
I feel like I reference Magnus Archives every episode in some way, but like, oh boy, this is my least favorite entity.
Awesome.
I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready to see what happens with this world.
Well,
Yes, that would make me very happy.
nice.
Like, I'm okay that I failed. It's fine. It's fine.
Awesome.
More drama.
Yeah, just humanoid wolves, you know.
No big deal.
I'm gonna bring us back.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I mean, why not? Why not add more trauma to her? This is Trauma Tuesdays.
Aside from magic, you're pretty immune to a lot of things that would hurt you, and I'm like, oh.
Right, as the horn, after sounding for a good half a minute, lets out. There's a bit of a ringing after as your ears readjust to the air pressure and then the silence. What would y'all like to do?
Get the fuck out of here. Sorry.
Fuck,
Let's see.
fuck. Ears.
What?
Block.
Right, Tuna and Fiora know, but not Leadrin and Dia.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you don't know what actually any of this is.
I'm already like pulling out my candles and like kind of holding them over the fire to like soften them, not melt them, but like soften the wax on it, and just handing it out and say, "Plug your ears. We don't need to hear this."
Nope. If Tuna says so, just immediately do it. No kind of question.
Same.
Yep. Also putting them in.
Yeah. Right, with ears plugged up, what would you like to do? You getting out of here? You said. Are you packing up, hitting the road?
Can we put the animals in the Pokeball?
Absolutely. You can send them to their own little plane there that you have, their shared plane. Gil has a little big hill that looks like a mountain, and and prairie for the girls, and a little cave for Scully. Absolutely, they get sent off there. You pack up camp. What do you do once you're ready to go? That sound's coming from the west. Leadrin knows that, and feel free to share what it was if you want among one another, unless you already said you did that.
You came that way. As I point west.
Yeah. So, and I'm like motioning the opposite direction.
Okay. You hit the path again, kind of skirting the wildwood thicket. Are you doing? This is simply me asking, not trying to lean into anything. But are you doing a regular pace? Are you doing? There's a slightly faster pace that gets you exhaustion over time. But it's like 10 hours of travel a day instead of 8, and then there's 12 hours of travel in a day, which gets you a good point of exhaustion every day. Or just regular pace.
Wait.
You have about 5 weeks to get to Sunhaven.
Do we know if the wild hunt is just in a... Oh, wait. We're not actually, like, in... I would opt for the 10-hour, personally. I don't know.
Every other day you would get a point of exhaustion with that.
I mean, this is assuming that we hear or know about the wild hunt every day.
I think we should do like the 10-hour one for today, and then if we keep hearing it, then keep hightailing it. But if we're not hearing it like tonight or tomorrow morning, then it might be safe to say that we're out of range of it. So maybe just 10 hours today, figure it out after that.
Yeah.
Okay. You all come to a consensus. I'm sorry, did anyone else? I don't want to step on anyone.
Oh, I'm going fully off of the people who know what's going on. I'm going off of their decision for
nice.
for more drama.
Has anyone told Leadrin or Dia what it is yet? Did Tuna or Faete tell everyone else?
I don't think. I was about to say, I don't think it would occur to Tuna until we were down the road.
We're safer.
Oh.
And then I'd be like, oh, right, sorry. And then I'd just be like, so that's what we're running from.
Nice.
What?
Yeah, you 59 and a half minutes after you set pace, after that horn ended, it sounds again. For half a minute, filling the area. You feel the vibrations. The wax is helping a bit. You can tell it's muffled, but it is this oppressive, ubiquitous sound. So you do still hear it to some degree. But you do feel some safety in having the wax in your ear. Of course, maybe around then, as you were a little bit down the road, Tuna would explain a bit. Tuna, you had the 15, right?
Yes.
So pretty much the whole spiel that's in the pen. Faete, you've heard about this and that it can be dangerous. You heard the safety points. That some people that hear it find themselves swept up in the hunt and awaken days later or weeks later elsewhere, miles and weeks of travel away, not knowing how they got there. Others then wake up wounded or missing limbs or whatever, as though they participated on a hunt. But Tuna, you know everything that's in that pin message, or you've heard it all anyway. Right? So you move at your 10-hour of travel pace. The wild hunt sounds its horn every hour. or I'm sorry, I think it's for every mile that it. Just go back and check here. And for each mile the hunt travels. So that's something you know specifically might come in handy, Tuna. You know that every mile they travel, it sounds again. And
They're
based
going 60 miles an hour. Or no,
what?
1 mile
Yeah,
an hour.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna retcon that. That's my bad. But as you all travel, you can judge based on this horn that they are going a decent bit faster than you, even at the 10-hour pace. Like they will catch up, but it'll probably take a week.
Are they following us though from the sound?
Sounds.
If it takes a check, let me know because I am asking.
Yeah.
Because I'm
can
willing to do it.
Perception check, I would say. It'd be a perception check because you're trying to
Right.
base the sound like.
I do have wax in my ears. I know it's a super serious situation. Would you say that's a disadvantage? I just
Probably a
want to be fair.
disadvantage because it is
Okay.
helping protect you from effects too. So.
Okay.
Look at you being a good player.
I'm trying. All right. With disadvantage, it is an 8. So.
Okay. Tough to. I mean, it's definitely coming from the west still. It hasn't seemed to change, on that spectrum. So it feels like it's the same.
Okay.
This persists across the day. They've caught up a bit. You don't know how far away they are. Tuna, you know that they start that horn when they start the hunt. It sounds to all within a day's travel. And then once for every mile they work. So it doesn't take too much, to know that they've caught up a bit and they seem to be pursuing.
Can I prepare an action, I guess? Can I have something ready? I know we're not in combat, but
well, let me know what you'd like to do.
I want to have I have silence prepared because we did this at the beginning of our day, so that was the end of the long rest. So I prepared silence.
Yep.
As soon as this thing is like close enough for us to maybe start feeling the effects of the horn, maybe affecting us, I guess. I want to cast silence on. It'll be centered on a point you choose within range. So could I like center it on my shield or my weapon or something and carry it with us?
Absolutely.
Okay. It'll last for 10 minutes, so I'm gonna wait until like the last possible minute.
Okay.
But...
Nice. I'll say, I guess it'd be tough to tell, huh? I'll just add that you feel like having the wax in your ears, diminishing that sense of hearing. It has a lot of obviously negatives as you can't hear things around you that well. That cost is helping you. You feel like there is a tiny bit of a magical nature to it that you heard that first ring that you haven't really sensed since you put the wax in.
Okay.
So you just to mechanically let you know you've got some protection against this. So it might not come down to needing it, but you're welcome to have it prepared in case you do need it or in case something else happens and it's handy to have.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, so you're resting for the night, I imagine. It's not like they'll catch up to you tonight, or anything like that. Doing like the rudimentary math at a 10-hour pace day, again, within, 4 to 6, maybe up to 7 days, they'll catch up. Even with you resting. So it sounds like you'll rest tonight, 10-hour pace the next day. Well, what would you like to do for the next day?
I can't outrun them.
So what do we do?
No, I don't really have anything I can do. Spell wise, I mean. I don't know.
This.
all we're going to do if we try to outrun them is exhaust ourselves by the time they get to us.
Okay. So what do you think is the best course of action? Do we outwit them somehow, or prove that we're too difficult of a quarry to hunt? I don't know what would convince a mythical entity of the hunt itself that we are not worth to
You
be
are
their prey.
Genius.
Oh,
Thea.
Thank you.
It's not a hunt if we don't run. It's not a hunt if we don't act like prey. They're not going to find joy in this hunt if we don't put up resistance, if we don't put up a fight.
I'm a lich now.
Are we dead?
So we let them catch us. Right?
I would think so. Most, from what Leadrin's been telling me, most predators don't want to hunt something that will hurt them. That's why, Leadrin is saying wolves are pursuant hunters. That's what you were saying. They will track their prey for miles until, like you said, until they exhaust themselves, and that's when they'll pounce.
So we let them catch up to us, and
Give them a hell of a fight.
or we don't give them a fight at all.
Okay, I'm listening.
Because it's not fun that way. It's not a hunt if it's not.
I can put up a warding wind around us that just keeps going for a little bit, and we're safe inside the circle.
I mean, I have glyph of warding that lasts until it is dispelled or triggered. I'll kind of look into
It's
that and see
difficult
what I can do,
terrain.
but-
I mean, do we know that they're hunting us? Do we know that we're on their radar at all?
What if it's not us? What if it's?
I would hope it's not us.
But what if it's the others that are ahead of us?
That's not my problem. Right now,
Yeah.
I'm focused on us.
What's
Me,
his
myself,
name?
and
Lavarn was
Levon.
very jumpy.
Very jumpy, like he was expecting anything to be after him.
Consistently trying. He was trying to outpace us on purpose.
That dick. Okay, I don't care.
That is
about
an
this
assumption. I
anymore.
don't know, but I'm very happy to lay blame on the easiest target.
I mean, okay, that's it. Right? Did we solve the wild hunt puzzle?
I don't know.
I mean, I do agree that I don't think we should be exhausting ourselves.
Yeah.
That's not going to help us. Should they catch up with us?
I think we should stop running, sit in a circle, say kumbaya, and I will put this warding wren around us because it stays up for like 10 minutes. They can't see. And they have it's very helpful.
All right.
I don't know if it's an option.
I'll add
It's-
that. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Just that as you're traveling around the thicket, because just to explain, your experience in the thicket is really, you're on the very edge where the trees aren't too dense, but very quickly becomes very dense forest. Leadrin in particular, having traveled through here before, at least Leadrin, there are places you might be able to hide. There are other options. Please do whatever you want, but just to let you know about the world around you. There's there's caves, there's a number of places, just naturally shaped areas where you could maybe hide, or find a way to not be smelled or traced or things like that, just to set that piece of the world there. Now, but please do whatever you like. I just want, as a DM, to make sure you know that that's like your surroundings too.
Okay.
I think I can make it. Oh, what's
We could possibly combine the two. move out of their path. So if they're not hunting us, they continue forward, but still be in a position to where if we've gained their interest, showcase that we are, be in a position to show that we are not prey and not interesting enough to hunt. I don't know.
If we do find a place to hole up in, I can also just, I have so much at my disposal. Prepare it. Like, make it to where it'll take them a while if they tried to crawl through it.
Absolutely.
So we
I
get
do. Yes,
sorry.
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we get somewhere defensible.
Mhm.
We cover our tracks, and we just stay out of their way.
All right.
And if they do find us, we just don't make it a fun hunt.
All right.
Adrian, I'll let you make a survival check as you've moderately thoroughly traveled the thicket in the past. Go make it with advantage.
That was 1 point higher. But a little better, 15.
Oh, yeah. You know that, let me just count this out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. You're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4.5 days east. There are some large hills that you know had a lot of caves, naturally forming cave spaces and such, as well as some rock structures. It's like maybe like a partial, a mountain wanted to get pushed up here, but only the base, like the baby mountain. More like a tall hill, but has a lot of the stone in there. And so there's high ground, pretty close to low ground. Some of the things Tuna was talking about. There's still areas nearby where you're at right now within the day you can get to that are probably have some caves too. But if you're looking for something like higher ground with stone and defensible, or higher caves and stuff, that'd be like we're about 4 days away. But there are caves nearby too along the way.
Do we exhaust ourselves and go to the +1 caves, or do we chill nearby for the regular caves? I mean,
I want to. Oh goodness.
If you did your 10-hour march a day, Tuna would know that it's like 5 or 6 days before they would catch up. We only get exhaustion every other. Again,
Okay.
just for what it's worth.
If it still takes 5 or 6 days for them to catch up, even if we were to stay put, no, excuse me, I think it might be worth it to get that +1, because then we could have some time to recuperate ourselves.
Yeah, because I don't want to fight with a bunch of exhaustion.
I understand that. Okay.
That's my concern.
Okay.
With your 10 hours, I'm so sorry. But it sort of cancels it out every other day. Like every other day you get a point, but then the next day you get a rest, and it cancels it. It's more like, are you going to end on a day, when you have a point of exhaustion, or are you going to end on a day where you don't? So just again.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's go to the +1 caves. We can those. Ooh, can I do? No, that's over 8 hours. Oh, maybe. I have plant growth. I'm trying to figure out what would be. I'm going to study my spells and see which is going to be the best once we get to these caves.
Okay.
Because some of them I can only keep up for like 10 minutes.
Right. So does that sound like a consensus? Or sorry if you were still discussing. I'm very sorry. Okay. All right. Okay.
I was just gonna make a comment
Oh,
that this
please.
is why wizards, like, when they reach like 15th level, they just take teleport because they're like, fuck this nonsense.
Yes.
Yes. Amazing.
Ugh.
Okay.
we are
Ladrin's
gonna
on her
have a short-
broom, for what it's worth. That's it.
All right.
We're gonna have long rests. I do have a plan for a Hail Mary, basically.
Okay.
I do have meld into stone, which I can cast twice.
Okay.
So at least 2 of us can just melt into a cave wall.
Mm-hmm.
So
Love it.
Keep that in mind.
Give one of them the diamond. Yeah.
Right?
one of y'all keep the diamond. We put
Mhm.
someone who
It's in
can.
the bag of holding. We're good. Always on my person.
Awesome. Yeah, you kind of break huddle, and everyone's kind of perusing and then considering their skills and their spells and talents and such as you navigate this next day at the 10-hour pace. So tonight is the night where you get a point. You don't have to, you can just make a mark somewhere. You don't have to do it in D&D Beyond because it'll be a lot of back and forth. But you get a point of exhaustion for day 2 here. You continue on day 3, making haste. Of course, you're able to get a good rest that night. Removes it for day 3. Something interesting in day 3. Actually, make a perception check, everyone, if you would, on day 3 out of 4. And Zia, let me know what you got first. Oh, that looked good.
It's a natural 20. It's 19 in total because I have a -1, but
so beautiful.
natural 20.
Oh, nice. Okay, awesome. I'll put a pin in that quickly. That's so cool. Feora?
21.
Okay, nice. Tuna?
22.
Okay, nice. We're through. Leadrin?
Dirty. 20.
Oh, I had 19 through 22. Perfectly. That's amazing.
Not messing around.
Awesome. Dia, you spot first. It's relatively sunny today. For what it's worth, it's a pretty nice day. But something catches your eye through part of the day. Shadows. You keep getting your eyes caught by shadow. Oh, it's just a shadow, and you look up, and oh, it's some birds. And then later on in the day, oh, birds again. But at one point, you're the first to recognize Dia, and everyone else like shortly after, around the same time. That these are hawks flying overhead. Not particularly native to this, and they have this really obsidian black dark coloration to their feathers. It's unusual for hawks that you've seen in the area. And they seem to be like scouting, looking, have patterns to their flight near. The end of day 3. Get your point of exhaustion again. We're pushing through. Day 4 has come around. You actually have this day. You'll arrive pretty much at the end of the day. Day 4. I'm gonna ask everyone to make a perception check again. No hawks this morning. Now that you're like, okay, let's keep an eye. No hawks. Oh, nice. Dia, what you get?
It was another natural 20, which makes me super worried, but I am just, my eyes are peeled.
Nice.
Just watching.
Amazing.
19 total, though, because of
Okay. Beautiful.
Wisdom.
It's still amazing. I love it. Feora?
12.
Okay. All right. Tuna?
15.
Okay. And Leadrin?
19.
Okay.
None of
And it's sort of, Dia keeping a careful watch after catching that yesterday, and Leadrin shortly after, and then. No, you're keeping an eye on the ground as much as the sky and around, watching for shadows. You're sort of scanning the horizon and the forest to your left as you're all, a bit tired. You have that muscling. It's your fourth day of intense travel. The legs are feeling it. Every step, your calves are like, oh, no, oh, I had leg day like a couple days ago. And that's all I can feel. So like it's the calves here so much. And it is intense. The only shadow that you see is one of a cloud rolling over, this big shadow. You're the first to like recognize though that's not a cloud shadow. You look up and see over you. Bird like this.
A rock?
A rock in flight. Reaches and flies over and kind of does a circular patrol and is doing that in your area for at least an hour or so before returning to the west from which it came.
Shit.
This, while it looks like this rock, obsidian black feathers adorn its body. A few hours later, you reach your destination, but please, if you had anything, Dia, please go right ahead.
Oh, I definitely. Well, a Serena comment. This is a sick opportunity for a possible warlock multi-class, but I do wanna inform the others that that's what I saw. I don't think I know what a rock is, but definitely the term largest bird I've ever fucking seen is what I would use to describe it.
Nice. Look up and watch, like.
Yeah, just to keep everyone informed and like what's going on.
Gotcha. Beautiful. And let's see. I want to see if it says what its wingspan is here. It is gargantuan monstrosity.
Oh, great.
Nickname is a sky titan. Doesn't tell me the wingspan, but it's
big.
God,
which one is it? That's the. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember. Zelda, Big Bird.
Oh, I don't remember. Shit.
Rivali pilots it. I know that. That's all I can remember.
Oh my gosh, which divine
Either
beast
way.
is that? Varuka?
Sorry if I gotta.
Meadow, yeah. Thank you, Lily. Lily, I knew Lily would know.
I knew you would know, Lily.
Yeah.
I'm currently going through my first full playthrough of Breath of the Wild, and my heart in my hands, crying.
Oh my god. Such a good game. I'm so sad. It's the worst timeline. Okay, so the rock today, a couple hours later, maybe 2.5 after the rock heads back west. You find Leadrin, you recognize where you are, the landmarks. You find just in the distance, maybe another 15 minutes of fast-paced walking, that area that's sort of partially mountainous and has a lot of those caves higher up. There's even like an area where it's sort of ridged stone that offers protection and from either side. There's sort of one way in, one way out, but you know that the caves go down into a cave system and lead to other caves here too, if you need to go further in to escape anything, if things go wrong.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right, so are you leading everyone up there, Leadrin?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. And then once we like, if we're all nice and situated, I have things that I will help to try to like give us a barrier.
Okay. As you all step in, oh, I'm sorry. Did someone have?
I was gonna say I was gonna do something once we got inside. So.
Okay. Then you find like the most defensible one. While the cave starts out pretty wide, maybe 25, 30 feet wide, 18 feet tall, it does become, more narrow down to like a 10-foot wide space or so before it seems to kind of close off. Leadrin knows there's some small areas you could wiggle through if you needed to. Or there were last time you were here, but I'll let you all kind of explore this area.
I just want to make sure there's nothing in here that's gonna fuck us up.
Okay. If we were to make a perception check. Good.
Natural 20 for 24.
Okay. Yeah. You make a look around, and you do find it to be defensible. You don't see anything living in here. But the areas what Leadrin was talking about, where you can kind of get down into other caves, it seemed to be collapsed. But it does seem to be a pretty defensible area. But it's kind of like a hut that just goes down to a smaller, shrinks in size at the back. And Tuna, how about you?
As soon as we're in there, I'm gonna start saying to people, okay, so I can put you all into the stone in the walls. You can walk through it. You can move through it like you're in whatever. It's gonna take me about 10 minutes per person.
All
if we
right.
have that kind of time. So meld into stone, which thank you, Tasha, for reminding me that it's a ritual spell.
Nice.
So yeah, you can't see anything outside. This is all Tuna saying it. I'm just not saying it in my accent. You can't see anything outside of the stone, and anything to hear outside are at disadvantage. But you can use your movement to leave the stone where you entered it, which ends the spell. You otherwise cannot move, so you can't move through the stone. I read that wrong. But yeah, basically you can just be in the walls, and nothing of your presence remains visible or otherwise detectable by non-magical senses. So.
Okay. I guess I don't know. I would think that some beings that belong to the wild hunt would have magical senses, but also, is that sporting if they use magical senses? It's a whole thing. So I don't know, but I think it's definitely perhaps on yourself or even Leadrin, as you two are the only ones that can cast the spell that's able to utilize
didn't
the
prepare
diamond.
it. I prepared something else.
Right.
I mean, it won't cost any of my magic for the day if I can do it as a ritual. We just have to make sure we have enough time.
I'll quickly add two things. As far as time goes, Tuna, you've been kind of keeping track, and you would know that you probably have a few hours. It's going to be like 11:30 or so at night when they would reach your spot, and they have been kind of pursuing the same track that you've been heading in. And it's probably only like 7 or something, so you've got like 4.5 hours.
Okay.
The other thing is, please feel free to use it. I love that spell. Just keep in mind that if everyone's in there, you won't know if and when they've come and left, because you won't be able to see anything or sense anything. So just to put that out there, because I'd hate to let you do it all and be like, surprise,
Understood.
Feora,
yeah.
you have a spider you can see through.
Sure.
That is true.
I don't want to ask you, but if you could hide in the corner.
If it comes to that, I will try. He's not super well trained, but he frequently picks up on what I'm saying, so I'll probably take him out and see if he would understand the concept of hiding.
You can make an animal handling check for him. And go hide.
13.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. I guess let me just roll for... Yeah, oh my gosh, Scully, hustles over. to a corner of the cave. Then hustles right back. So you're not sure, like, did he get it and he's done and he came back, or does he think it's like a fetch?
I would put him in a hiding spot, and I would say hide, stay, and then kind of walk away.
He knows stay pretty well, so he stays there. You've trained him on that.
I would ask him to come back. Be like, it's at the very least I could set him up and tell him to stay, if not hide. So that's a possibility. Is this a day that we have the exhaustion point?
It is. Day 3 you had it. You'll fix it with tonight's sleep, but you do have it currently.
Okay. Well, because if they're expected to be here around 11, so like we have the 4 hours, I would probably want to try and rest now because I only need the 4.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Sorry.
I want to rest now.
Oh.
So that I won't be exhausted by the time they show up. If they're showing up for us.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll add one other super quick note. This is for Tuna, knowing the spell. That the only dangers to the spell are while you know the minor damage to stone doesn't do anything. If it's partial destruction enough to change that part of its shape that they're in, it expels them and deals 66 bludgeoning. And if it's a total destruction of that, says it's 50 bludgeoning damage. So just as again, do all the things, and it's a really I just want to paint the whole picture, because I'd hate to have something happen and be like, sorry, you know what I mean, and I didn't say anything.
Tuna would definitely share that with everyone too. Like you might die, but like you might die otherwise.
Right.
You might die
yeah.
So like up to you. But also, I mean, I'd be fine just making a stand. And then I have that packed if we need an emergency. Someone needs an emergency.
I'm also fine with making a stand. I am both a talented liar and can be very, very forceful when necessary. So, yeah.
Leadrin, did you have anything you wanted to do? As I know you're discussing things too, but as you came into the cave.
Oh, if she needed to transfer 4 hours so she can be at peak mental finesse, whatever I'm trying to say, she'll do that. What I was going to do only lasts for 10 minutes, but she has what she needs prepared already.
Okay.
And it's just a matter of waiting to cast it.
Gotcha. We definitely have the 4 hours to trance. You'll have about a half an hour after trance for Faete and Leadrin, by Tuna's estimate.
Okay.
Which does afford you the opportunity to prepare whatever you'd like.
I'm just going for stabbing. So I'm just gonna rest now. I'll be up later. And she'll go towards the end and trance.
Leadrin, you trance as well?
Yeah, I might as well.
So, I'm sorry, Tuna, go ahead. Did you have something else?
Yeah, while they do that, can I go outside and like try to cover our tracks as best I can? Like around the
Abs-
maybe make it look like they keep going past and then kind of try to circle back and not make tracks or walk back in the tracks or something like
Could
that.
I provide help with Gil to do I don't know who knows what they have, but just to do his illusion, his minor illusion to aid in that.
Yeah, because Dia now knows about naturey stuff, so that gives
yes to a little bit of this. I'll say, so you do get to try with Gil, but the illusions only last a minute. So you kind of cast a few, and then however,
understood.
You have been training with Leadrin. So if you wish to give Tuna advantage by helping,
I do.
Go ahead, Tuna, and roll at advantage a survival check to do that with the tracks. Cover up, redirect.
Okay, I'm not going to use my DM inspiration on that because I'm okay with the 17.
17. All right, let
That's
me
pretty
make a
good.
note. 17. You feel pretty confident, and the work is done. Probably, an hour, 15 minutes or so, an hour 15 of work. And you and Dia have returned to the cave. Another few tense, silent, you two might be talking, but otherwise relatively silent in this cavernous space that then shrinks down in the rear of this den, almost like a bear's den down to like 10 feet tall, 15 feet or 12 feet wide. Very dark back in this area. Almost huddled around this half circle at the very, very back here, Leadrin and Faete trancing, meditating in their space to recover. You have anything you'd like to do before they wake up? Or Tuna or Dia?
So I think if we do need to hide, I can cast darkness. We get in the very back, we darkness it. You can't see. Pretty sure it's magical. I'm trying to find it.
You still have your shield ready too.
If you're summoning it with magic, I do believe it counts as magical darkness.
Yeah, it. Yep. Creature with dark vision cannot see through it. Non-magical light can't illuminate it. So
Nice.
I can do that if we need to hide in the back corner.
All right. I can't provide much, but if things turn to shit, I know how to unleash a lot of magical power all at once.
You
So
can provide a lot more than I think you realize.
fair.
Horn goes off again, ringing in your wax-filled ears. And for what it's worth, Tuna, you have that, if you still want it, that silence ready on your shield too.
I got rid of silence. I swapped it out for other stuff since we took long rests.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay. All right. This is just as that time passes a little bit longer after that last horn. You know that's it. That's about a mile away. You've got half an hour before they arrive, maybe less. That was a little earlier than you were expecting. Because if they're a mile away, you've got 10 minutes. This is right as Faete and Leadrin are waking up. I'll say about 12 minutes because I know you had potentially some 10-minute things possibly as a backup.
Oh, question. I didn't think it... Okay, so... It's both player and a little bit maybe a mixing of character knowledge. If the horn is able to turn to kind of convince someone to join the wild hunt, would it have to possibly fight against another enchantment spell if it was already cast on a previous person? I ask because if I cast Charm Person, I have the spell level to cast it on the rest of the party. For them to be able, they would be kind of charmed to listen to me, but they would be able to stay amongst themselves to possibly combat the effects of the horn. If I don't know that because I am not a wizard, that's totally fine. I'm just, this could also be a later question for if things get hairy. I wanted to ask that.
Yeah. It sounds very interesting, and you could definitely try that. Sounds like an interesting plan.
I'll put it in my back pocket.
Okay. With about 12 minutes left, Feora, Leadrin, the two of you, roughly the same time there, finish your trance. To make sure you have long rests and you've prepared whatever, Leadrin. Tuna lets you know as you kind of snap out of your trance, says there's about 11 minutes left. They're close. Anything in these last 11 minutes?
Yes.
Were you just, okay, what'd you want?
I can conjure animals to.
You already
As
did.
River
They're
starts
dogs.
party.
I'm just kidding.
I already Oh, she's just very excited. She's going up. So it's up for an hour. Basically, I'm thinking it's like a first line of defense. And
10
then when
minutes
I
left.
okay,
Hey, go ahead.
Well,
I just like adding tension.
we're doing this. We're doing this. Or at least I guess later it's like conversing. Okay, so I can do this, and then when or if I can see them coming across, then I can do something to try to slow them down even more. That other thing lasts for 10 minutes. So, do we want 8 beasts running around? 4. Dan, how many do you want to keep up with is the question.
I'm okay with whatever.
Okay.
There's 9 minutes left.
Sure. Let's do 4.
So just so I understand, so far the plan thus far, hide in that back section of the cave where it narrows. It's like the rear 10 feet is that much smaller area, hiding in there, casting magical darkness. Beasts are getting cast before that and just sent out.
Yes.
As there's 8
They're
minutes
going to
left?
be. There's 60. It's a 60-foot range.
Mm-hmm.
So Leadrin's going to try to drop them, like not directly in front of us, but like off to the side, further, like 60 feet
Like they're
away.
living
to
in the
where
den?
hopefully-
Are you hoping to distract them? Like what,
Yes.
what you said? Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. And then, like, I want. If it's darkness, I can't see out. Then, right?
I haven't cast it yet.
Okay.
I'm literally waiting until like the last second because it only lasts 10 minutes. So
Okay.
Wow. And there's
So-
7 minutes left.
Right before Tuna casts darkness, and if I notice a shift to us, that's when I'll do spike growth to try to slow them down, and I'll just do it right where they are because I think it's 150 feet. I'll double check. Get out of my way. Yes, 150 feet. So I got plenty of space. I feel like.
Yeah, there's probably a good 50 feet out to the front of this cave, 60 feet. So you can put your critters inside, like they're living in there, and that other spell, the spike growth, will go even outside the cave.
Yeah, just as long as beasts are distracting and.
Okay.
Like, I want them to go to the beasts first.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there just living.
Okay.
Living their lives.
Okay. 4 minutes left. Anything for anyone else? Or are we waiting for the goodies? Okay. Plan in place. Is there anything any of you want to say that as you all the 5 of you, right? Because Leopar's there, the 5 of you huddle into this back 10 feet of the cave that kind of narrows down, sort of shoulder to shoulder. Are you standing, sitting? What's gonna, trying to be comfortable, trying to be quiet? What would you all like to do as far as how you're huddled together?
Feora would be like squatted down, kind of like ready to jump up.
Okay. Tuna?
Tuna is standing in front of everyone, shield up, axe at their side, just ready for whatever comes.
You hear Poppy. We're gonna keep them safe.
We absolutely are.
Let's do this. Very excited. Dia, how about you?
I. Whew. I'm also ready for action. I think the environment is tense enough, and especially since I just called it the Wizard of Oz moment, but it was intense in the moment, but I have dubbed it the Wizard of Oz moment, where what was their name? The volcano lady.
Oh, Nithrana?
Mithrana. The moment when kind of Mithrana was saying that there was that spark in me that I myself was stifling. This is something I am unleashing magical current to protect those who have protected me is something that I am comfortable with. So I'm fucking ready. Let's
nice.
That neck crack ready.
Amazing. Okay. And Leadrin, how are you sitting, standing, kneeling?
I'll be on the other side. So Tuna's on like right or left side.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So Leadrin will be on the left side, just so she can have a clear view in case, like hiding. She has the feature that she can hide.
Yeah.
Stuff. Okay. And then also like to where she can see to cast the spell if needed. So she's readying spike growth if she needs to.
Okay. In a very Marvel, gosh, what's it called when they all? Why can't I think of the name? Marvel movie where they're all together. Avengers. In a very Avengers-esque lineup, the four of you are sort of shoulder to shoulder. You are like kind of kneel down, ready to leap and pounce. And Tuna shield up, and Dia just you don't see the electricity, but you can feel the energy of it pulsing off Dia. And Leadrin over there ready, keeping a careful eye, ready to cast what needs to be cast. Leadrin, you've cast the animals, right?
Yes, that's been done. It's up for an hour.
Hey, I'm kind of like, oh, we're just living here. Paws over each other, chilling in the corner. Okay, perfect. You know the time has come. For the sound of several dozen animalistic footfalls is in the air. It's the sound of a herd of large animals running wildly, as though frantically pursuing a prize. Massive wolves, larger even than dire wolves, covered in obsidian black fur and glowing golden runes, races mostly past the cave entrance, some tearing in, hooking around, examining the other animals. Now these are not an illusion, but actual animals. I mean, like, you summoned, right, Leadrin?
Yeah, they're Fae, like summon Fae.
Okay.
Where's my spell?
And they're wolves, right? Just they're wolves, right? Like stat wise.
Half. Black bears.
Seer half. Anything around that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So half or lower. So one's a wolf, one's a bear, black bear, because that makes sense here.
Okay. Are you having them engage as these others? You're seeing a good 24, 25 of these direwolves racing by. About 5 or 6 of them run into the cave over to your animals. Are you having them engage?
One will.
One of these 6
just to run in the opposite direction. That's the
run out of the cave.
They're already on the out.
Oh, they're right up. Okay, oh, these poor things. All right, so they're engaging with the whole pack, like 24, 26 of these whatever these wolves are, and the difference in their power level is quickly apparent as they are quite literally ripped to shreds within about 12 or 18 seconds. What does Sierra have? Just strewn about outside the cave. 6 of them come racing in the cave and do a circle or two as you pensively wait in the back. Now, you cast Magical Darkness, Tuna, right? As you heard them all approaching?
And I did it on a piece of gold. I pulled it out so that if I need to stifle the darkness, as long as it's covered, it'll go away. So I can just shove it back in my pocket if I need to.
Nice. Can I have each of you make a stealth check? As you... Here, and I'll go around and ask. I'll start with Dia once you find out.
I need
Okay.
a cast pass without a trace.
You can cast it if you have it ready. Yeah. Oh, wait, is it
I mean-
require a verbal component?
That's what I'm looking. Fuck, it does. Okay. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay.
You're all
Dia,
good.
Dia, what'd you get?
6.
Oh, Jesus fuck.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, just really quick. I need to ask.
Yeah.
Is this a sound-based stealth check or sound and sight?
This is sound because you're in magical darkness currently, so just sound.
So can I roll with advantage because of my
Yes.
boot? Cool.
And what's your total when you're all set, Figura?
29.
Okay. Excellent. It's a good thing this is a group average. All right, 29. We got a 6 out of 29 so far.
Very big, very big curve. So
Jeez. That is amazing. All right, Tuna, what'd you get?
I used my DM inspiration.
Okay.
I got a 14.
double digits.
Ooh, nice.
We'll take
Okay.
those
12.
double digits.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Okay, and Leadrin.
11.
Double digits.
Yeah,
Double digits.
yeah. All
But
right.
if I
I have to be
would,
fair.
Hmm?
I'm
Oh.
exhausted. Level 1 exhaustion. So
Oh
that
fuck,
means-
that's right. Because that's right. Because
yeah, it's a
okay, I got
14.
it. Hold on,
Okay.
Let me roll again.
Yeah, go
if
ahead.
it's just
and...
one
Sorry.
level, that's movement.
Okay,
right?
yeah, I rolled a
Ability?
significantly better than ability checks
It's
are at
ability
disadvantage
checks,
at
yeah.
the first ones, and
Mhm.
stealth is an ability check. So my number stays the same. I rolled a lot better with my second one.
Mine
Okay.
does as well.
Same for okay, good. Let me actually add Leofar's in here before I forget, because that might raise that.
Let me-
She's here.
Let me mark that on my sheet. First level of exhaustion. Oh, wait, I forget.
All right, they got a 15.
Now, since I
That,
had these spike growth prepared, and since they're, I guess, already at the, well,
let me just quickly let you know what's going
Okay.
on, so you can might help
Okay.
inform you.
Sure.
First, your average is a 15 stealth check, just so you know. So here's what you're seeing, Leadrin, and of course decide whatever you want to do. There are 6 that run around and kind of curve into this cave space. Some of them pause, sniff the ground. 2 of them, they're looking around the cave. 2 of them pass right by the magical darkness that you're looking at, and then race back out of the cave. Or they begin to. It's up to you what you want to do, but they do seem to be racing back out of the cave. Okay.
I'm gonna still hold it.
They run out. There's a number of the wolves are sort of running around outside the cave currently. There's 24, 26, just racing around. You can see them where you're in the darkness. Well, whatever. For this, I'm gonna say you can see out, because I put it that way in my head. So you can see them racing out into the forest and kind of circling back and just doing this sweep of the area. As a team of a dozen horses or so draws up from the left-hand side outside the cave, and they're racing around and spreading out into the woods with the wolves. Humanoid creatures in forms beyond what you've ever imagined, donned in armor, weapons drawn and at the ready, gallop past and about on horseback. And in their midst, a creature almost 10 feet tall, riding one of the wolves, the largest of the pack. Their armor like darkness itself, shadows drifting off and evaporating behind them as they ride. A terrifying skull of some horrible creature covers their head. Hardened antlers, twisted and warped, spread out in all different directions from the bony helm, as though reaching for something themselves. This particular creature, this leader of the hunt, it would seem, brings their beast to a slow stop, begins scouting the area, and dismounts. Head to the left, to the right, and then stops the location where you all are. As other wolves and hunters race by back and forth in other directions, this leader of the hunt begins to walk toward you all, toward the cave, into the cave, approaching one step at a time. So it feels like slow motion. They've entered the cave, and they seem to be walking just one step at a time over towards you. The rest of the creatures and everything outside doing their own business. Just in case, I'll switch us over. Maybe, if it works today, for battle. But they're not drawing their weapon. You don't see a weapon at their sides. They don't seem to be doing anything but walking towards your corner. And it's in this moment you feel ready to fight if it comes to that. But certainly the enclosed space behind you, you become very aware, acutely aware of the small space of the cave in which you currently reside. Is there anything you'd like to do as they approach? Again, they're doing one step at a time, sort of approaching the area, but they're like 20 feet away still.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
It doesn't say that my emboldening bond uses any verbal components. It just says you choose up to 3 willing creatures within you, or within 30 feet of you.
Oh, perfect then. Yep, no verbal.
Cool. I'm going to use that on Leadrin, Faora, and Dia.
Okay.
So you guys basically have bless for 10 minutes.
And that adds a D4 to ability checks.
Attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws, actually.
Okay.
All of it. Okay.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice.
As long as we're within 30 feet of each other, once per turn.
I will hold until, if they're not drawing anything, if they're coming toward the darkness, I will wait until they are maybe 10 feet from the darkness bubble. Like if they're walking like they're about to encroach in the darkness, I will step out of it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well.
Oh, my Santa.
They continue to approach. If no one does anything, I'm not sure exactly where that line is for you, Dia, but they won't step into the darkness, but they're going to walk up to its edge and stop.
Okay.
But if that triggers you...
I'll meet them out there.
Okay, just before they step up to that, you take a step out of the dark. And as you do, in this moment, as you step out, you peer up, and you feel that perhaps 10 feet tall was an underestimation. Hoarse, almost guttural breathing sounds beneath sounds beneath the skull. And through the open eye sockets, you see a pair of piercing, ethereal blue eyes and strands of platinum blonde hair. Platinum blonde, nearly white hair. They lean down. So you're face to face. The skull on their face, about, maybe from your, gosh, come on, Dan. Sternum to the top of your head. It's like that skull. So, in fact, let me show you an image.
Ooh.
I'll put this in Discord as well. The dum sundered Fates, leader of the pack. Here we go. So
Boy.
they
Okay. Yes. Yes.
lean down, not saying anything, but that breathing mist kind of comes out, frosty breath from the base of where this maw, it's not maybe like in the shape of like a horse skull, but it's definitely some other warp creature. It's like, what would you like to do, Dia, as you're face to face with this?
I am, and you can tell me if this leads into more intimidation or deception, but I am holding my ground. I refuse to bend to this creature's imposing will.
Nice. All right. Oh, I love that. Okay. It seems to so you can see through the sockets, a relatively like humanoid face from the parts you can see just around those ethereal blue eyes and then some strands of hair. And they're leaning down and they kind of look up over your head to the darkness beyond. Just to give an opportunity is make sure I don't miss anyone else too. Is anyone else doing anything? Or are you kind of like ready to go and seeing how Dia handles it? Or does anyone have anything?
Staring dead at this thing from the darkness. I don't know if it can see me or not, but if it can, I'm just staring it down.
Nice. Okay, awesome.
I also drop the coin on the ground very gently, so I don't have it in my hand anymore. So if it moves, the darkness won't move with me.
Gotcha. Okay. Right. Leadrin, anything?
I'm going because I was holding that action. I want to just not hold that action anymore because it's not going to do anything. And just be prepared to shove something else out at it.
Oh.
If no, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, go. Never mind. That's it.
Okay. Figura, anything?
Just waiting for it to go wrong to step in.
Yeah.
But if she handles it, then she handles it.
Excuse me. Okay, excellent. Let's see. All right, Dia, you're facing off. Your will against this creature's will. Its imposing nature versus I'm gonna say, Dia, go ahead and make I think maybe like a wisdom saving throw be perfect for like a will.
Okay.
And I'll probably do intimidation.
Okay. So, all right, no problem. So it's not a
Get a D4.
advantage. I got the D4 ready. Oh, sick. Dirty 20.
They ended up with a dirty 20. You kind of stare at this, by all rights, this very frightening creature, intimidating in its height, its strength, you can see in its frame. A lot of this I should add, because you're face to face now. These antlers probably wouldn't fit in the cave space that you stepped out from, and its cloak, as it floats across, wisps darkness off of it that it also just sort of evaporates into space. A couple of moves and we peek in, and then continue. Okay. But still, you stand here, your full height, arcana sizzling like an egg in a hot griddle, Dia, just holding your ground. And in the same way, you can tell when someone wearing a mask smiles a little bit, like you can't tell from, you see cheeks rise just a little bit, eyes squint down, and you hear laugh. And they stand back up there, or with a heavy breath, laugh, and then with a grunt, stand up to their full height. And just for a moment, I mean, you stand your ground, no problem.
Yeah.
But you feel it's almost as if they've opened up their aura. Like you had yours ready and pumping. You realize in this moment that they turn theirs kind of on, and you feel that resonate in the cave in the same way the horn does. But you don't budge an. Hear them chuckle a little more as they turned, walk back to their wolves outside the cave before mounting the one they arrived on and racing off to the right of the cave as all the other creatures and the other hunters follow their leader of the hunt. And just a few minutes later, 8 or 9 minutes later, if you're all kind of like waiting to see what happens, the horn sounds again, this time from an easterly direction. The hunt continues, but today you are not their quarry.
Oh, goodness, we're surely a little too far back.
Oh no!
Oh, good.
Woo! All right, let's go back to RP. Boop. All
Wait,
right.
you're just gonna yell, "What the?"
Fox! It echoes through the cave.
She's screaming at Dia. It's
Like,
like,
the gold piece in
Out
my
of-
pocket, so the darkness is gone.
Why would you step out?
It felt right. I don't know. From what I don't know, maybe I'm just hyped up on what Leadrin had taught me, and combined with what Tuna had said. If we act like prey, I don't know, it would give them more incentive to attack us. I will be honest. Most of the things I do, I make up as I go along. It
Well,
just
my heart's just going. Boom, 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 boom.
it felt. I don't know. Ever since that other Fae had us helpless in the woods, I didn't want that to happen to us again, and I took a chance.
Well, I get that. But also,
Leadrin.
if something happened to you, I don't need to watch another person die in front of me. Like, we have the diamond, but I would really just love it if that diamond just would never get used.
We only have one.
I understand.
Yeah, I appreciate what you did, and I appreciate your strength. But oh my god, it was very risky, and I'm glad it worked out, and you were amazing and powerful, and that is so great. I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
I hear you. At least the unspoken parts, the what if it didn't had not worked is a bit more terrifying when you're starting to care about those around you. Not to get emotional. I will apologize for not discussing it with all of you, because it put all of us at risk. It just felt right at the moment, and for a very long time I have not been listening to that feeling. And I will be more cautious in the future the next time I take a risky chance like that to ensure that the scope of it going wrong does not affect all of us. But I do hear you.
I mean, to be fair, discussing it would have just gotten us caught. So I'm not. I'm not mad. I don't want you to think that I'm mad. I get it, you know. And I think it's great that you're embracing your power. Just, it was very nerve-wracking. It was a very nerve-wracking situation. There was a lot built up stress and a lot of preparation for what felt like was going to be a fight to our death.
It did feel that way.
But it wasn't.
But hey,
It wasn't.
We are alive and unscathed. So
Thanks to you, Dia.
yes.
And I'll kind of put my hand on her shoulder and be like, that was the bravest thing I have ever fucking seen. Holy shit.
It still doesn't feel quite real. I'm tasting a lot of ozone. I'm not sure what the flavor is, but it feels not real, but still it's still tingly. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my hand's kind of hurting right now, and then I'll like take it off.
sorry.
Oh, amazing.
Leadrin's gonna just like while they're discussing, just exit out of the cave on her broom and going to the nearest tree, flying up, sitting down, and taking a swig of something very strong.
Nice.
The plan.
Push one back.
Yeah, she's just gonna stay right there.
Okay. You can also see from there, you know, you can track where this from here it looks like an insanely huge hunting party where they're spread out and darting around through the trees, but you see them heading off, sort of skirting back to skirting the forest as you were before, but now heading off to the east, or continuing on to the east past you all.
Do I see because I don't remember what you said about the darkness, like, do we see the creature? Like, could we see the creature, or can I see the creature now?
You could
leader.
before, and you can see them now.
Okay.
They stand out in the middle there, yeah. And the wisps of darkness just trailing off behind them. From not only you all would have seen this as they left the cave, it's not only their outfit, it's them. Wisps and trails of darkness come off their skin and hair. They don't really have much of the hair exposed there, but you can see a little tuck at the base of that skull that comes out just off their whole bodies. Darkness, but then just release and fade into nothing.
What the fuck?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
What would you all like to do for tonight? It's about 11. It's about midnight at this point.
Leadrin will stay where she. Oh, sorry. Leadrin was going to use her telepathy skill to ping probably Faora and say, I'm on watch. And that's it.
Faora's gonna turn to Carly and Dia. You two sleep.
Well, if you're going to twist my arm about it.
Yes.
All right, then. Just...
Did Tuna have something they wanted to do before sleep?
I'll let the girls out.
Okay. The girls are peeing everywhere, trying to remark their territory. Like,
Let them do their thing.
Yeah, they seem to have fun. Okay. So watch tonight goes smoothly. It's fine. There's really nothing around tonight. Weird. There's no critters hanging around this cave tonight. And the next day begins. Do you continue your journey to Sunhaven this morning? Okay. There are about just over 4 weeks to Sunhaven. Is there anything you all would like to do between now and arriving at Sunhaven?
I will warn everyone of what we're walking into. I'll
What do we
say,
want?
so, we might run into a bit of trouble here. I mean, we know that Sunhaven's a terrible place, but... And I'll kind of look at Faora. There might be a familiar face here who I was asking Citron about. Someone from my past that I have been trying to find. And I don't want to tell you all too much because it's kind of risky if you know, not to be that whole cliche of like, oh, if you know too much, you're in danger, but like, you're already in enough danger just by going into that city. I don't want to make it worse. But I need to find Mustav Juradello, and I don't know what'll happen, but I want all of you beside me when this happens. And then I'll kind of look at Faora and say, I don't want to speak for you, but I know this is important.
Farah will walk up and loop her arm through Tuna's. We're in trouble everywhere we go. At this point, we're in it together.
Anything you need, I'm happy to be of service.
Beat some people up, we'll stab them a little, give you a grand old time. You can torture them with Scully. Even when I don't want him to bite people, he does, so.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you begin this just a let's call it a 4-week. Maybe 4 or 5 days in. You are navigating this path and come across the absolute destruction of there's a couple of very sadly dead horses, crates strewn about the ground, a number of dead bodies as well. You definitely see some of the markings on this what used to be a wagon, and you recognize it, of course, as the one that Luvan was running, this little caravan there. Do you stop at all to investigate or anything like that, or are you moving on to Sunhaven?
Faora starts shaking at the sight of the dead horses.
Oh.
Like her hands start shaking and she's kind of like breaking out in a cold sweat.
Seeing if that reaction is visible to the rest of the group, I think I will push for us to move on. I don't want to go into that free stuff mindset when one of us is visibly affected by this scene.
Not making any attempts to hide it.
Do you spot that immediately, and you kind of just let's go, Faora, and you kind of move Faora. Leadrin and Tuna, are you also going with as Dia escorts, Faora off distance, or are either of you looking?
I'll kind of fall back a little bit and look for Winra. Was that her name?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Make sure
Winra.
she's in here.
Yeah, go make a quick investigation and advantage, Tuna. It's a low DC. You're looking for a particular body, so it's
Okay. Oh boy, it's an 11.
that's fine. That's fine. So notes here. Mhm. And there we are. Okay. Here's what you spot. Caravan completely destroyed. There were a number of crates that are broken open and have just been looted. You see one that had like two separate, very intricate locks and some runic warding that probably also acted as some sort of safety or lock. It's also been just open and torn apart and destroyed. Luvan almost clutching it, or what's left of Luvan. Arms and torso clutching it. The rest of Luvan is sort of over here and over there. The mercenaries from the Red River, I think it was, group, while skilled, you can see that they put up a good fight, but ultimately, I mean, it's a hunt, but you saw them. You know what they were up against, and you couldn't even, like, just the people on horseback, you could tell they were all really strong, let alone the wolves and everything else and the leaders. So you kind of go around and you're, well, I'd say a head count, right? But they're kind of separate from the bodies. So you kind of do your best to estimate how many bodies are here collectively. And you come across just around like a tattered remains of the wagon. You can see the legs hanging out. Not just the legs, it's just that's all you can see. The rest of the body would be around the caravan. You recognize the rather spiffy boots that Winra would often wear. They're sort of a beautiful, bright, like a crimson red, but it has really like pop to it. You take a closer look.
Yeah, I would.
Okay. You go around the wagon, and indeed, see Winra laid out on her side. I guess make a quick perception check for me if you would. You can do that at advantage too, because you're just standing. You got all the time.
Ooh, okay. With advantage, that's a 25.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's really good because you needed a 21 to get to see this. You're watching, and you watch just long enough because, gosh, it's 25 seconds or so before you see the shallowest of breaths rise in her chest. Barely conscious. On the edge of death, Winra.
Rushing without a thought. Cure wounds.
Okay.
Um,
It's been raining. Okay.
Second level.
So, okay, beautiful. You're a few feet away. You rush over and just dive down to your knees. The mud sloshes to the side as you almost slide in the slickness of it up to her, and put your hands on and begin casting the spell. You elevate the level of the spell up to second and cast this magical energy in like in those shows, like come back, come on,
Yeah.
trying to bring her back. Yeah, you see really rough breathing. She rolls back a bit and you see this terrible gash. It didn't get the jugular, but it went. Oh, Savior. Went.
Nice. Of course it is.
I would like to say before or while Tuna was doing that, Leadrin was going to go over and do plant growth on the horses to try to cover him up.
Oh.
was like, yeah, I guess that's good fertilizer for the plants. You just want a
Oh,
really
yeah.
nice bed of flowers here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, for
Well, and it's
Feora, okay.
actually it's actually in 100-foot radius. So it's like that whole area is just gonna be like
Oh, well, I'm gonna sprinkle that in then as Winra. Oh, my savior kind of leans up just can't, but gets a little far. The whole area just fills with these flowers right just after she says that. 100-foot radius of what do the flowers look like, Leadrin? What do you want them to look like?
oh, they're gonna be little blue flowers. Yeah.
They
Mhm.
spring up as though summoned by Winra's statement. My savior. Fill this whole space. Definitely cover up the horses nicely.
Yeah.
With Dia off to the side, with Feora just keeping Feora distracted and keeping her mind on other things and moving away. We'll wrap up. Well played, everybody. Oh,
Holy shit.
yeah.
I think we
Oh.
never get on the bad side of the wild hunt. I can't handle that.
Dia is clutch. Oh my god.
It was because of your spell. Cause I have a -1 to my wisdom saves, but with your I rolled a plus, like the combination of just the -1 and your die, it just I'm so happy it rolled out to a dirty 20.
Oh, that's
It worked out so well. It was a very cool moment.
Emboldening Bond is
It
so
was.
good. Like, it sucks that it's only 3 people, but like, it's basically just a
It's a-
free bless that I can
Yeah.
do 10 times a day.
It's a perfect number for our current
Yeah.
right.
our current makeup at the moment.
Mhm.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I so was saying in the elsewhere that I want to see fan art of like Dia standing up, like just full height, kind of like chest out and shoulders back to this creature, like owning it.
I can see it in my head. Like,
Uh,
Like it's such a really
flower
good
crown
moment.
included, because we've got that in there. It's got to be
Yes.
included in it. Oh boy.
Y'all are so amazing. Yeah, Dia, clutch. They saved everyone planned so well and covered all that, and that moment was so epic. Dia, thank you for bringing that Serena to the table tonight.
Listen, you set up the dominoes, I just knock it down.
Nice. All right. Well, gosh, if you're new here and you had fun, I hope you'll consider giving us a follow here on Twitch. We have other D&D campaigns across the week and stuff, so you can be alerted when we go live. But gosh, I really hope you catch us here next Tuesday. This is our newest campaign, Sundered Faete. High fantasy. There's a lot of ups and downs, as you can tell. It's a little intense and fun that way. Yeah, so I hope you'll join us next Tuesday. You can catch us or follow us. You can be alerted to all the stuff that comes up. We're gonna rate our friends over at Art Heart Studios. But I hope that you all have an amazing night. If you can sleep after these amazing players' performance tonight, I'll be up thinking about it for hours. So, oh, thank you, Zen. Hope you all have an amazing night. Please give a call, Madbird Raid, and chat when we get over, just for some hype and a little branding and some support. And we'll catch you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
I give a quick call.
Leadrin was so pissed. She was so pissed. That's why she went off to go blow off some steam.
Oh,
She's so proud. She's so proud though, but also pissed. It was conflicting. That was intense.
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
Yeah, did it
Motherfucking
hit?
Christ.
Yeah? Okay. Good.
Okay.
Feels.
I really want that wolf. just to plug it in there, like to be my friend. Okay. Okay,
You
there
want all
is
the
a
wolves to be your friend.
yes, I have a problem. I have acknowledged that I have a problem. But there is this like reel that I saw